South Carolina, a focal point in the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, and minor league baseball. And tonight, the Charleston RiverDogs play host to the Kannapolis Intimidators on our minor league baseball game of the week. Hi everybody, I'm Dick Gabriel along with former big league pitcher Ray King. And Ray, you played in the South Atlantic League. What makes the Sally League so special?
Well, Sally League special because getting all the young guys coming out of high school, kind of like the first year in the league, so they learn how to play the game in baseball. And getting in some of these South Atlantic ballparks to where, 4,000 or 5,000 people, and they're interested in these kids, who's going to be the future of tomorrow. So it's real baseball. The guys are playing hard and dirty, and not a big salary down here.
No, there isn't, but there is a lot of talent. And tonight we'll see the previous two South Atlantic League Players of the Week.
Yeah, you're looking at both guys coming off great weeks. Mandachowski, is hitting .308 the last 10 games with 5 home runs, and then Fowler from the other side. Here's a guy hitting .353 and 12 hits in the last 10 games. So both guys have really put it together and then had a break, and hopefully they continue the streak for them.
They are coming off the All-Star break, ready to go again tonight. It is warm and humid, but Lauren Gardner always keeps cool downstairs. Lauren?
Absolutely, Dick. And you know what? K-Town has some star power at the helm here, and Pete Rose Jr., a guy that could be seen on national television as the bat boy for his father's team and claims to have baseball running through his veins. He also had the goal of playing for the majors set at a very young age, and he did play for the Cincinnati Reds. He was called up in September of 1997. That lasted about 11 games, but his career went well beyond that. He played for, get this, 27 teams over the course of 21 years and played in 1,972 games. And guys, when I asked him what his ultimate goal was as a manager, he looked at me point blank and he said, well, that's easy. I'll be managing in the big leagues someday. So guys, he has his goals set on the big leagues, but his mindset right now tonight on his team.
Thanks, Lauren. He is indeed a baseball lifer. It's a great night for baseball. Back with more from Charleston in just a minute. The minor league baseball game of the week for kids of all ages on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, South Carolina, Joseph P. Riley Jr. Park, home of the Charleston RiverDogs, hosting the Kannapolis Intimidators. Welcome back to our minor league baseball game of the week. Here's the way Kannapolis will come to the plate. And we talked about Trey Miachewski. We're going to do that all night long. He's had a hot week, but he's swinging a big bat. And Brett Austin, the catcher for Kannapolis, is playing in his first game out of North Carolina State. And they'll be facing a pitcher for Charleston by the name of Rookie Davis. And there's a good look at the young man, 6'5", 240. And he is coming off a very good start, opening the second half of his 13th start of the season. Had his best outing his last time out since opening day, 5 scoreless innings. Got a win up in Lexington on June 13th toward the end of the first half. So he may have shaken off whatever was bothering him earlier in the season as he struggled quite a bit, and we are underway. Hunter Davis leading it off for Kannapolis. Looks at strike one, or rather Hunter Jones. And Hunter is the son of Tracy Jones, who at one point played for the Cincinnati Reds under the tutelage of Pete Rose Sr. And now his son is playing for Pete Rose Jr. He hammers it into the gap. That's going to be extra bases for the leadoff man. Takes a turn. He's going for third. Not the greatest of throws, and an easy triple for Hunter Jones, who celebrates the third with a great way to lead off a ball game. Inside out swing, finds the gap into a stiff breeze. So now Jones at third, nobody out. Reclé Luis Rondon. Left-handed hitter steps up. The Joe is what they call the ballpark. Joseph Riley is a longtime and currently sitting mayor in Charleston. I think we got you back. All right. They are going to bring in some food to us each inning. We're going to tell you all about it. Lauren's going to tell you about it as well. They're starting us off here in the first inning with the River Dog, a hot dog topped with coleslaw, 2 pickled okra halves, and barbecue sauce. We're not going to be hungry tonight.
No, it's looking like we got some good food already.
Into the air, but short left field, and Michael O'Neill plugs it for Charleston, and Hunter Jones has to stay put. All right, we had a little microphone problem with you off the top, but you were starting to talk about these young pitchers really trying to learn their way.
I think these young guys, first time out, got a few innings under the belt to where now they're learning how to pitch, minimize the pitches, get ahead, and try to get to that 5th, 6th inning. Down here in A-ball, they got a pitch count to where pitches count every inning, every at bat, so you try to minimize it. And I was talking to Ron there earlier. He had a couple chances where he had to pull a guy out with 2 outs in the 5th because he hit his pitch count. Then he get a chance to get the win.
Trey Mieczewski had a career-long 17-game hitting streak snapped in Sunday's first half finale, and that's going to find foul territory, so he'll get another opportunity to drive in a run.
Absolutely.
Here's the way Charleston's going to play defense tonight. Around the outfield, Michael O'Neill, Dustin Fowler in center field, and Mikeson Oliberto is in right. Around the horn, Miguel Andahar, Tyler Wade, Gasuke Kato, and Raymond Nunez at first base, Eduardo Dioleo behind the plate.
It's absolutely beautiful ballpark here. I played in this league in '96, and ballparks went nothing like this.
Lots of changes, lots of renovations, and lots of brand new facilities on the minor league level. Breaking ball. Minor league baseball has caught on in such a big way in the U.S., and the Sally League is a big part of it. Good looking ballpark here just off the water in Charleston.
A nice breeze, wind's blowing in, so I don't think too many balls gonna get out of the ballpark tonight.
Well, they tell us the wind blows in every night off the water. It's a great setting, a great vista, but it's not great if you're a ball player trying to hit it out, especially the center field. 398 to the batter's eye down the lines.
I'm a pitcher, so it's a great ballpark.
Yeah, absolutely. And you played in Macon.
I played in Macon. That place was very hot, and the ball carried real well there. Probably one of the hotter parts of the country I played ball at.
Currently not part of the Sally League as teams come and go. So we're still in the top of the first inning after the leadoff triple by Hunter Jones, and Kannapolis trying to chase him home. That's going to get it done.
That's a great at bat right there.
Nunez makes the play, but it was a good at bat.
Yeah, 2 strikes, just put the ball in play. The infield playing back in the first inning, conceding a run. Worst thing you do is strike out right there, but you put it in play, got the run in. Put a run up in the first inning for him.
Ground ball kind of gobbled Nunez up.
It wasn't a bad pitch. It was a breaking ball down in the zone, and didn't try to do too much with it. Just put it in play.
Hunter Jones sees it on the ground. He doesn't hesitate. Just takes off.
It's one of them things where the third base coach telling infield playing back, anything on ground, we're going. So it's not a hesitation, just going on contact.
Now Danny Hayes, the cleanup hitter, with Kannapolis jumping out to the early 1-0 lead. Hayes out of Oregon State. Went all the way across country to play. From the East Coast, playing on the West Coast. Currently resides in California.
Not bad. He's hitting .288 on the league.
Played his high school ball in Louisiana. Crowd still rolling in. It is Thirsty Thursday here in Charleston, and the weather perfect for that. It's a great vacation spot down here. We got a chance to see a little bit of the city last night. I've been here a couple of times. It's a fantastic destination spot. If you're looking for a vacation destination. Inside, outside, trying to find the edge.
It's first inning. I think it looked like he's trying to fight himself a little bit, just trying to get ahead. Just trying to, having 2 or 3 days off and pretty much didn't do a whole lot of baseball things. So that first inning could be, tough for both sides.
Blew that one by him. 93 miles an hour.
Right down the heart, just good old country hardball right there.
He's drafted in 2013 in the 13th round. Jammed him. Great way to end the inning for rookie Davis, but he gives up a run. A big hit, the triple by Hunter Jones. And Kannapolis on the road jumps out to the early lead. Back with the bottom of the first in just a minute on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, South Carolina, Dick Gabriel, Ray King, Lauren Gardner. Our minor league baseball game of the week has taken us to the South Atlantic League, Class A baseball. A matchup between the RiverDogs and the Intimidators. Here's the way the RiverDogs will come to the plate. Michael O'Neill will lead things off. We told you about Dustin Fowler coming off a big last week of the first half, player of the week in the South Atlantic League. And they're all going to be facing Tyler Barnett, a right-hander for Kannapolis. He's lost his last 3 decisions, including 2 against Hickory. That's where he's from. Lost a pair of late May starts against the Crawdads. Dropped the back end of a doubleheader to Hagerstown. And he is a converted reliever. You'll see him pitch out of the stretch most of the evening. That's how he's the most comfortable. You'll see some windup as well. The RiverDogs, the South Atlantic League team that feeds the New York Yankees, and the Intimidators, an affiliate of the Chicago White Sox. They've had baseball here in Charleston, Ray, since 1896, continuously, with the exception of 1979. It's not always been the RiverDogs, been the Gulls and the Seagulls, but they love their baseball down here.
Heck, you can tell, great crowd out tonight, and really getting into it already. To where baseball in smaller towns is what keeps everybody happy and something to do over the summer.
Straightaway center, but plenty of room for Dustin Fowler, or rather for Hunter Jones, I should say.
Yeah, I was hoping to see Hunter get on. Looking back to the stats, he got 21 steals on the year. I was hoping to see him put it on the ground and see what he run like.
It's early.
Can't steal a base hit in the air.
You got to see him run though. From second to third, going for the triple. Here's the way they'll play defense. The Intimidators: Carl Thornmore, Hunter Jones, Jacob Morris across the outfield. Around the horn, Mayacheski, Rodon Stringer, Danny Hayes, and behind the plate, Brett Austin, playing in his first professional game. Tyler Wade up the middle from Dunn, can't make the play. We'll see how they score it. Infield single for Tyler Wade.
One of the balls, right back up the middle, shortstop. I thought he was going to get a chance to get there, then get on his backside good enough to, get down and hopped up on him and get in for an infield single.
I was reading one of the many great articles about the late Tony Gwynn, who passed this week, and as we see Miguel Andahar stand in, breaking pitch. And as often as he went to what he called the 5.5 hole, he used to tell people he tried every time to hit the ball back through the pitcher's legs because no one can get that.
Funny story. You had a chance to pitch against Tony when I was with Cardinals going in playing the Padres. And the first time I faced him, I got ahead of him pretty quick. I was going to try to get a breaking ball down and down the way back door it, and funny ball went right back between my legs for a hit. So 5.5 is legit.
I don't know what that hole is between a pitcher's legs.
You're talking about Tony. That's probably one of the best hitters I've ever seen play the game. You're watching him take BP, line to line, middle to middle, line to line, and then you left one up, you get out of the ballpark. But he's a guy that struck out 8 times one season.
Unbelievable. Maddox never got him either.
No, I saw a stat where he's a 400 hitter against Maddox.
Possible double play ball. They turn it. Good inning for Kannapolis. It ends 4-6-3. And we'll go to the second inning. No score here in Charleston between the RiverDogs, rather 1-0 lead. Kannapolis leads the RiverDogs. Minor league game of the week here on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, Dick Gabriel, Ray King, Lauren Gardner. It is 1-0 Kannapolis here in our minor league game of the week. We're joined now in our booth by Colonel Jeff Pep DeVore, And welcome, first of all. Thanks for coming up and talking with us.
It's awesome to be here. I appreciate you having me.
I have to ask you first, and baseball is a game of nicknames. Why Pep?
Well, I tell you, it's a nickname I picked up before I was even born. Apparently, I was a pretty active kid when my mom was carrying me, so I was always known as a peppy baby, and the name just stuck throughout. So I know whenever my mom calls me Jeffrey, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Like the rest of us, when he was Raymond and I was Richard.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, there is a big presence here in the Charleston area. Military, Navy, Air Force. Tell us all about that.
Yeah, so I'm the commander out at Joint Base Charleston, which actually is 4 installations around the area here. And we support Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, all sorts of over 60 mission partners throughout the Department of Defense and federal agencies. Overall, it's a military population of over 90,000.
You are well traveled like some of these ball players. I've seen your resume, and as we get a good look at Jacob Morris swinging through a fastball. You're on a Bronze Star, 350 combat hours in the air, and you've spent a lot of time in the classroom. I noticed that. You have been through an awful lot to learn your craft, haven't you?
Yeah, I have been through a lot. Luckily, a lot of that's been on the international scene too. So I've got a lot of diversity in my background, and it's paid off with some of the assignments I've had.
I know Europe, Norway, Southwest Asia.
Yep, a lot of assignments all over. Just wrapped up a 14-month deployment over in the Middle East.
So will you be in Charleston for a while?
I sure hope so. I tell you, it's nice to see green every once in a while.
I was looking over, said your background. I was saying your budget. You got a pretty good budget. I mean, a lot of baseball teams wish they had your budget.
Yeah, I tell you though, those budgets are shrinking. I mean, it's getting tougher and tougher. We just want to be good stewards of the taxpayer dollars.
I hear you. Like I said, as a ball player, I got a chance to travel around a lot of different cities, but we really appreciate you military guys. You guys can come out and, support us, and we're praying for you guys every time you go anywhere. But it just seems like it's always been a good connection between sports and military, no matter what sport it is.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And a lot of us in the military are former athletes, or we still try to be athletes at some point. But especially here in Charleston, I mean, the military community and the civilian community have really meshed. I mean, it predates the Civil War.
That's what I really love about this city, and we mentioned coming off the top that Charleston, a focal point. By the way, Ray, nasty right here.
Just a great pitch. You look at fastball down and away, right on the corner to where, umpire couldn't do it but ring him up right there.
Back-to-back strikeouts now for Davis as Brett Austin stands in his first professional at-bat after signing out of North Carolina State. So not too far from where he played his college ball. I know there's great rivalry between North and South Carolina, but the Carolinas in general, it's a great part of the country, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. I tell you, all the outdoor things, if you're not an outdoorsman, you're not going to like it here. But, the weather's great year-round, and there's just so much to do, especially here in the Charleston area. It's just awesome. It's a highly, highly desired assignment for many of us in the military.
You were talking about being good stewards, and I know in general the military tries to be a good citizen, part of the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. We value all the support that we get. And again, Charleston as a community is huge support of the United States military, all the branches. So, the events that they put on for us, the events that they come out to, the installations and support us on, it's top rate.
And I was mentioning that this was a focal point of the Revolutionary War and the Civil War.
Absolutely.
A guy like you got to eat that up.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the history around here is so rich. You almost don't know where to begin. But it really is. It's an awesome community to be a part of.
How many years are you in military now?
I've been in the military for 21 years now.
21 years.
It's hard to believe that.
Time flies.
It does. But yeah, it's been a heck of a ride.
You have family here in Charleston with you, kids or anything?
Yep, my wife and children are here. So I got a 16-year-old son and a 13-year-old daughter who's going on 30. And,
I hear. I got a 12-year-old myself.
Is that right?
Exactly what you talking about right there. But for your kids, you got to be amazing. Where dad, is a military guy, and you come home with the stories and places you've been to where, son got to eat it up.
Oh yeah. I mean, the neat part about this assignment is my children have grown up most of their lives in Europe. So they can't really tell you who Abe Lincoln is, but they can tell you who Charlemagne is. But so being here and having all that rich history, I mean, yeah, they're just sucking it up.
For them, for a kid to be well traveled like that, to where opens eyes to different things, and that's why I had a chance to go down to some third world countries and play some winter ball, just take my kids, but to get them out of the United States and see things abroad, is something you can't put a price tag on.
Right. No, I agree, and the amazing thing to me is my kids have lived in Germany, Norway, and a couple other places, and they still speak the language
Wow.
almost fluently. And you know, when you have Skype and things like that now, I mean, it's amazing. You walk by their room and you're like, holy cow, are you speaking German right now?
Brett Austin draws a walk in his first at-bat, and that's him at first base as Carl Thomore stands in from the right side. We're talking with Colonel Jeffrey DeVore, commander of the Joint Base Charleston, the 628th Air Base Wing here in South Carolina, with 53 Department of Defense and federal agencies under his guidance. But we're talking history and baseball and a lot of the fun stuff that you can do in Charleston. I've got to wonder now, you're a career military man. A lot of people come down here to retire. Are you getting that bug a little bit now? You got to be thinking about it.
Well, you just never know what tomorrow's going to bring. You know, one day the commander, and the next day he may not be. But
it's kind of like baseball.
Exactly.
You know? Hey, we need to see you in our office for a minute.
That's right. That's right. But you know, at the end of the day, this is a great community. There are a lot of retirees down here, and you know, South Carolina, it's a great place to be.
Base hit for Thomore. And now Christian Stringer steps up and men at first and second and one out. I've got to wonder, when you were overseas, obviously you could keep up as we take another look. A good inside-out swing.
That's good inside-out swing, like you said. You know, ball's up a little bit. You know, as a pitcher, you know, lucky stays in the ballpark, but he just, you know, went the other way with it, got it in the hole for a base hit, and then put him in runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
Kannapolis with pressure again, as it had in the first inning. That's why it leads 1-0. And now Elio will flash defensive signals to his teammates.
This is a pitcher, you know. You sit and watch a catcher do all these signs, and 9% of the time it means nothing.
And the other team knows that too, but you do it anyway. Did you run across, because we have seen players, international players, in our travels doing minor league games. Did you see any local baseball in your travels overseas?
Absolutely, I sure have. You know, it's funny, some of the European places that I've been, they're baseball crazy. They love it. And, you know, when you have a little bit of that experience and you can share it with them, it's a really neat experience.
We've seen players, of course, from Japan, China, Korea, Italy, just, you know, and obviously the South American countries.
I'll tell you where baseball's actually catching on is in the Middle East.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, we do a lot of pickup games out there, play a lot of softball, and a lot
well, the weather's good for it.
Oh, it's hot. It's early morning games.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Is the wind always blowing in or out? Or just blowing?
Yeah, it's just blowing. It's just blowing, and it's blowing hard.
Now, you said we. Did that mean you grabbed a mitt and a bat?
Absolutely, absolutely. Back in the day, I know it's hard to believe looking at me.
Say that about all of us.
I know, but, you know, like I said, big military, you know, rich, you know, area right here. So the 4th of July, y'all put on a big display here.
Yeah, we've got a huge celebration going on at one of our installations to celebrate the 4th of July. We're expecting over 10,000 people.
Wow.
So I hope it's going to be a great event. And, you know, we hope to see a lot of our local community out at that event.
With the time change being what it was when you were overseas. And that's a base knock that could send them home. They are indeed going to send a runner. A throw from Oliberto up the line. It's 2-0. Kannapolis roughing up rookie Davis. Another base hit to right field, Ray. They're just hitting them where they can.
Yeah, that's what you see in Kannapolis. You know, they just, you know, pitches are up and away. They're just going with it. You know, right there with 2 outs, you know, manager Pete Rose Jr. was sending him on contact. You know, ball in the outfield, just getting that run home. Guy came up with a decent throw, but, you know, with 2 outs, you're running on contact, so nothing really can do.
And on contact, Brett Austin takes third base. That's a good look at actually Austin scoring. And
need to work on that slide a little bit, though.
Thomore takes third base.
Like a fish out of water sliding in there.
So runners at the corners and 2 outs with a run in. And a 2-0 lead for the Intimidators. I was wondering, with the time change being what it was, did you get up super early, like at 4 a.m. to watch the World Series?
Yeah, actually, we did that quite often. In fact, we would try and work our schedules around that whenever there were major events. So you bet. We, you know, baseball was huge, absolutely huge over when I was deployed.
It's like looking here at this 1st and 3rd situation. I'm kind of glad they took that 3rd to 1st pickoff move out of baseball. You know, that thing bugged me so much because, you know, how many times it actually worked, but you're adding probably 10 to 15 minutes to a game throughout it.
Well, probably never worked too often picking people off, but did it not work just to try to keep people close?
I still don't believe that. You know, 1st and 3rd, 2 outs, you're really not going anywhere. And, you know, I've seen guys, you know, maybe I've seen Sammy Sosa get picked off a couple times because he's just, you know, been a bonehead over there a couple times. But a lot of times it's just, you know, waste of time in my opinion.
Yeah, fans aren't too crazy about it either.
No, kind of old school. The guy can't score unless you get a hit right there.
Davis trying to work his way out of a jam.
This pitch right there, you know, fastball up, and you know, I guess you look for something different, but you know, you don't want to keep living right there.
Off speed, misses up and away.
When I was in St. Louis, I had a chance to go out to Fort Andrews base there, and so I got a chance to go up in the tower and see them do some dry runs.
Yeah.
At night, got a chance to ride in some Army tanks, and it's not the most comfortable ride.
No, it's not. In fact, it's quite uncomfortable, especially when you got all your battle rattle on. It's and it's 100 degrees out. So.
And then I'm not the smallest guy, so it's,
That's
you know,
right.
I'm getting in there like the can. Can we get the can open to get me out of here if I get stuck?
Yeah, it's a tight fit for sure.
Well, you mentioned Germany, Norway, and then Southwest Asia, Middle East. You basically had a taste of the entire globe almost, haven't you?
Yeah, my background is I flew C-130 cargo airplanes, so I've been fortunate enough to go around the world several times.
RiverDogs in a tough spot right here, but Davis gets a big pitch, and that helps.
Yeah, big spot right there. Less than 2 outs. You got to get a strikeout right there. He just, you know, came up with it right there, and you know, down in the zone, bottom half of the zone. You know, could have went either way. Could have went either way right there, but you know, got the benefit of the call, and hitter not too happy, and the pitcher is real happy.
They needed a strikeout or a double play, and they got the former, and now 2 down with runners at the corners. As Tyler Williams goes down looking, and Hunter Jones steps up, tripled his last time up, and came around to score on a ground ball.
I live in Phoenix, Arizona, right by Luke Air Force Base.
Yeah.
And bad for me, I can't remember. We just got the new contract for the new plane the military got.
Right.
So they're training right there in my backyard.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I can walk out my front door and see planes taking off and landing throughout the day.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty awesome when you see that. You know, it's I tell you, air power is really come a long way, and what we're able to power project these days is pretty incredible.
Yeah. You know, like I said, living right there, you know, Air Force Base right there, so I get a lot of interaction, a lot of Air Force guys there, and, you know, they're out in the community. But, you know, like I said, it's just, you know, watching them planes where, you know, how quick they can get off the ground, come back in, touch and land, touch and go, they said.
Yeah.
And then just talking to some of the guys where, you know, my hat's off to them because, yeah, I want to stay on the ground. That's moving pretty fast.
Yeah, well, you know, the folks that fly them get the sexy part, but there's a heck of a lot of effort that goes into getting that airplane off the ground. So, yeah, we appreciate all the support we get throughout the world. I mean, without that support, we're nothing.
Yeah.
We had that good fortune last week. We're in Corpus Christi to tour the USS Lexington, the retired aircraft carrier, and just an amazing work of engineering and getting those planes on and off a boat like that.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. And the role it played in World War II.
Oh.
Coming out, I just watched that documentary, that Band of Brothers.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 8 different DVDs, and one night I'm start watching it, and the next thing I look up, it's like 3:30 in the morning.
Oh, you were binging. You were binging.
But, you know, it's just amazing to where you go through the history of the military, too. You look at the planes they flew, you know, sliding doors and, you know, open doors, and to where modern technology now, to where these planes are, you know, millions and millions of dollars, to where technology just, from you say going in these classrooms to, you know, building these planes and this technology today to where, you know, you can see some million miles away with them.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing capability, I'll tell you. I mean, we've advanced so far, and I mean the technology is only getting better. It's hard to keep up with it. You know, every time we field an airplane, you know, it's already outdated technology, so you know, it's hard to keep up.
Hunter Jones trying to extend the at-bat. Kannapolis already with a run-in. We're visiting with Colonel Jeffrey DeVore.
Got to put the pep in there.
Yeah, you have the pep.
Jeffrey, well,
just call him Pep.
I was going to say, I don't know well enough to call you Pep, but yeah, Colonel Pep, we can call him that.
In the military, you need a pep in his steps.
That's
so
right.
Use that, huh?
You got it. You got it.
You picked a great night to come to the ballpark. Good game
fantastic.
going and an almost full crowd. They're still coming in.
Just glad to see so many young fans in attendance tonight, to where you're really getting involved in a good night out where, you know, kids can run around and parents can enjoy the game. And like I say, you get some of these minor league guys in here to where, you know, they're a feature of tomorrow.
I got to think your kids are going to learn to enjoy baseball. They'll probably eat up at the World Cup right now, like a lot of them.
They are. They're rooting for their European teams. That's for sure.
Let's see where Spain got knocked out. They won the last couple of years, huh?
Couldn't believe it. Yeah, that was a huge upset.
Off speed, driven to left, right at O'Neill. That'll do it, but Kannapolis scratches again, and the Intimidators with a 2-0 lead. Colonel, thank you so much. We appreciate your service.
Thank you
Great
for your
talking
support.
to you.
Yep, thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll take a break. Back tonight, Kannapolis 2-0 over the RiverDogs. Back in Charleston, Dick Gabriel, Raymond King, and Lauren Gardner. And Lauren, you were talking star power, but you know, there's star power and then there's star power.
That's well said, Dick. And, you know, known for his tenure with Saturday Night Live and some of his starring roles in numerous movies, Bill Murray is a household name, a beloved one at that. But what many people don't know is that he is one of the co-owners here for the Charleston RiverDogs, and he goes by the director of fun here in this ballpark. And you know what? He lives up to that name. He's been seen in the clubhouse, hanging out with the team on numerous occasions, and even entertaining the crowd during a rain delay, using the tarp, as you saw there, as a slip and slide. Guys, I think that sounds like one of the best bosses of all time. Could you imagine working for him? Our production meetings would be a blast.
Well, we were hoping, Lauren, thanks, to have him up here in the booth with us and down on the field with you, but he got a gig. He's making a film over in Europe. Otherwise, he would be here, as Lauren said, you know, walking through the crowd, talking to the folks, and talking to the management here about some of the things he's seen at other ballparks. He is not they tell me, not a meddling owner, but a hands-on co-owner.
He's a hands-on, and Lauren, I like to see that Mr. Fun as director. You know, on the ride up here from Charlotte, you know, Dick likes playing with Mr. Fun, so maybe him and Bill got something in common.
Once upon a time, that's correct. You were paying attention when
there
I
was.
That.
Woke up from a nap.
You had a long plane ride, my friend. It's 2-0, and the Intimidators are up over the home team, the Charleston RiverDogs. They're trying to battle back now in front of a crowd that is quickly filling this stadium. This is Ramon Nunez standing, and he is the cleanup hitter. Kannapolis pecking away the first 2 innings.
A situation like this, like, you know, here they are, 2-0 lead as his pitcher. You get another run, you got to come out to the strikes. You know, can't put the leadoff guy on. You know, just can't momentum. You know, game of baseball is all about momentum.
Nunez signed as an international free agent back in '07. Called up earlier this year from the Tampa Yankees, another single-A club, low A. He's had 3 different stints with the RiverDogs. He's hit 20 home runs for this team. Actually, 21. Last year had 15 for Charleston. Off the plate, charging hard, Rondon. 1 out. Nunez not exactly flying down the base path.
Looked like he just got beat with a fastball, you know. It's just got in on his hands and, you know, just got beat with it, you know. Ahead in the count right there. I figure you have a better swing at that, but, you know, hats off to the pitcher getting in on him, beating him a little bit right there.
Now Dustin Fowler. Ray told you, coming off a big week, and his bat is still sizzling. And misplayed and right by Jacob Morris, but Fowler will remain at second still. Charleston with its first runner in scoring position, a double, and 1 out.
That just goes to show you. I had a chance to play some guys, and when they get on the streaks, they say the ball looked like a beach ball. Right there, Fowler comes up, first pitch fastball, just turns on it, get it down the line. And still a bobble, his mind's made up, he's going second right away. But like I said, the ball must look like a beach ball for him right now.
Had his first professional home run last month against Hickory, then his first professional grand slam in Lexington 3 days ago. So Dustin Fowler really enjoying himself right now. Now Eduardo De Oleo with a chance to drive him in. They're bringing more food to us. We'll tell you about that in just a moment. Ray enjoyed the RiverDog. How was the RiverDog? That was the hot dog topped with coleslaw, pickled okra, and barbecue sauce.
That was pretty good. You got a little sweet, the hot dog, the coleslaw, the barbecue sauce.
Okay.
You know, pretty good hot dog right there. You know.
Well, now
I'm from Chicago. It was a great dog, but it wasn't a Chicago dog. But I'm in South Carolina, so as in Rome, you do as the Romans.
Exactly. You open your mind. I'll tell you what's coming up here in just a minute. Next up on the March of Cuisine is the pig on a stick. A foot-long corn dog wrapped in bacon and pride. So assuming you survive the second inning, we'll find out what that's all about.
I know, just looking at it, it's a big old foot-long corn dog wrapped in bacon, and
off the end of the bat, that's going to move the runner. Danny Hayes beats him to the bag. 2 down. And now Brandon Thomas, runner at third, 2 down, trying to cut into this 2-0 deficit. Kannapolis with runs in the first and second innings. Thomas, the designated hitter. .6'3", 210, switch hitter. He's from Atlanta, taken in the 8th round last year.
Look in the Atlanta area, they got in that East Cobb, Georgia area. A lot of players come out of there. I was speaking with Marquise Grissom. He's played for the Braves a long time. He's a big influential there, right there in the East Cobb, Georgia area.
Thomas spent last year with the Staten Island Yankees, short season ball club. Moves up to the Sally League, South Atlantic. 6 home runs on the year. He's driven in 31, trying to drag that batting average up. 214. Runner at third, 2 out.
Nice pitch right there. Down in zone, swung right over top of it. His pitch, breaking ball, it just fooled him right there. Look for something else, and once you start, you just let it go. Don't want to look too bad.
Tyler Barnett pounding the bottom of that strike zone. Hammered to right, into the wind. Jacob Morris on the run. That'll do it for the RiverDogs. They put a man at third, but they can't bring him home. We'll go to the 3rd inning. It's the Intimidators leading Charleston here by the river. 2-0 Kannapolis, minor league game of the week on the CBS Sports Network. We're back in Charleston, South Carolina before nearly a full house now. Kannapolis leading Charleston 2-0. Full disclosure, we are in the home radio booth. We have displaced the voice of the RiverDogs, Sean Houston. He's had to find a new way and a new place to broadcast the game, and he's with Lauren Gardner right now. Lauren, how does this guy do it?
Well, guys, he doesn't look winded as of yet. I told him we'd be talking to him a little bit later on. I will go ahead and sell him out here. He's been sitting in between innings, okay? But he's walking on this treadmill. Hopefully it doesn't go into extras, knock on wood. But he's doing a good job right now. He's keeping score, and he has a little help from K-Town right now. But we'll see how he's feeling later in the game, maybe in the 7th, 8th, or 9th.
You heard her. He's doing the game on a treadmill, and a great inside-out swing by Rondon, and he leads off with a base hit. But Sean Houston, the play-by-play man, is doing the play-by-play on a treadmill throughout the game. He rests between innings. It's a lot of walking, coach, and a good look here at that swing.
Yeah, it was a good pitch down and away, and he just went with it. Didn't try to do too much, kept outside hands through it, and line it to left. The key is how many miles will they end up by the 9th inning?
I hope they're keeping track of that. There's Sean.
But maybe in the 9th inning, maybe the down by run, he can speed up to about 7.5, 8.0, and get a rally. Get a rally.
That's what you would do, I know. Mieczewski with a towering fly ball, and the wind shoves it into left field, and that's where Michael O'Neill makes the grab. 1 out. He's gone more than half a mile in 2 innings. And some of the people in the press box asked him about running while he was doing the game, and he corrected them quickly. No, I'm walking. But he said if the home team has a lead going into the 9th inning, which of course means that they don't have to bat, he was going to jog during the top of the 9th. But right now they got some work to do to pick him up.
I figure he'd pull a Forrest Gump and just start running.
He's managing to keep score as well on a clipboard. That's what I wondered. How would he do that? But he's got the clipboard well in hand. And that's one of the great things about minor league baseball. There are so many creative ways to promote your game and find unusual ways to entertain the fans. Danny Hayes, a man at first and 1 out. Struck out his last time up in the first inning. Good change of speeds there by rookie Davis.
Pretty good lead over there first. Let's see if we're going to take off right here.
Rondon with a big yet comfortable lead. They're letting him stand well off first base.
There's a treadmill guy, you know, get a little TV time, and maybe I thought you'd pick up the pace. You know, you got to give him a cue
Show
when
off
the TV.
for Lauren.
Yeah, when the TV come on and speed it up.
He's conserving him. He's conserving strength. Runner goes. Hammered again to right, up into the wind. Oliberto. And there's 2 outs.
I see him going right there. Maybe just my pitcher's intuition right there. Where I had a feeling he was getting a big enough lead. He was going right there. I would have threw over.
I was going to say you'd have picked him off, or at least tried. Now Jacob Morris, as Kannapolis tries to play a little hit and run and put even more pressure on.
There it is.
RiverDogs.
Yeah, I had a chance to play for Davey Lopes, and you know, Davey Lopes was a guy that, you know, had a lot of stolen bases, but he kind of gave me clues about certain things about hitters. Sometimes when they get the steal sign, they'll push their helmet down, or they'll go mark off their lead and try to get right there. To where over the years you start picking up some things like that. So, you know, I get a chance to talk to these young guys. I try to mention some things to them because, you know, it's a game of momentum. If you can steal something, take it.
Back pick by De Leon. They thought they had him, but Nunez was ready to celebrate.
That's one of them Yadier Molina throws right there, you know. Throw behind a runner. Yeah,
Nunez was ready for it, too.
Yeah, I think if he got it down just a little more, he may have had him. You know, throws first base is up the line a little bit, wasn't quite back at the bag.
Caught him leaning.
It was real close, you know. Wake him up down there.
Davis, the pitcher, a native of Sneads Ferry, North Carolina. Really up and down this year. We mentioned that he was struggling earlier. Had 6 straight losing decisions from April to June 8th.
Actually, you know, the only thing about baseball, you know, I had a chance to, you know, talk with some pitchers, and over the years, where you know, baseball, you break it down into 3 different categories. If you get 30 starts, you're gonna have 10 good ones, 10 bad ones. It's the 10 in between where you got to make that decision with it. You know, really work hard to get that decision on either side of it to make a great season.
Well, this is where Davis struggles. He has struggled with right-handed hitters. They're batting .296 against him. Lefties only .233. So does that mean he just has to change his plan or what?
Well, from seeing the first couple of innings, he looked like he's having a hard time throwing to his glove side.
Runner goes.
Where, you know, what I mean when throwing to glove side is, you know, throwing across, you know, to the outer part to the right-hander. Look like he's not getting it there, and he's just making some mistakes. Got a pretty good jump right there, you know. He's going on the pitch, fastball, you know, just great jump. He stole that one off the pitcher.
Throw a bit high as well, but as Ray said, great lead and a great jump, and now a runner at second with 2 out. And for the 3rd time in as many innings, Kannapolis with a runner at least in scoring position. And putting more pressure on Davis and the RiverDogs.
Now you really look at this whole game, you know, here we are early in the game, but you know, all the hits have been away, to where you hadn't seen this kid really establish the inside part of the plate. If you don't establish the inside part of the plate, they're going to lean out, they're going to get you the other way. So, you know, maybe you start coming inside, you bag them off, move their feet to, you know, get that down and away strike zone you need.
Jacob Morris trying to chase him in, fouls off the breaking pitch. Davis chosen in the 14th round in June of 2011 out of Dixon High School. Made his pro debut in 2012 for the Gulf Coast League Yankees. Actually had a couple of starts last year for Charleston, no decisions, but for the most part, Staten Island.
Yeah, it's a good-sized kid, you know, just like you look at him. Just, I haven't seen one pitch come on the inside part of the plate yet.
Hangs a breaking ball. That's going to score a run and give Kannapolis a 3-0 lead. The RBI for Morris. Another mistake by Davis.
It looked like a breaking ball. He just, you know, left up, and like I said, he hadn't got the ball in, so it's out over the plate, and you're going with it. And there's a pitch right there, breaking ball, middle part of the plate, and still, you know, still up and away. You know, still the same thing. It's not getting inside, or that breaking ball is not getting down. Give up another hit to score a run. You know, score a run every inning, it's not be a good day for you.
Now Brett Austin, 4th round draft pick of the Yankees this year. Just a few days ago, chosen out of North Carolina State. where he had 344, 5 homers, 31 runs batted in this season. First team All-ACC. Got to be a thrill to get, first of all, drafted by an organization like the Yankees, and then you're sent to play so close to home.
Yeah, you know, great. You know, it's like I said, played this ball right here in Carolina, and then, like I said, getting drafted by the Yankees and coming back close to home to where you get the family, get the support. You know, your first year out makes it a little easier for you.
Didn't get cheated on that cut. Walked his first time up. That had to help with the butterflies, I would think. And not only that, came around to score, got a chance to burn off a little excess energy.
Yeah, like I say, you know, getting playing and back at home, and fans here, family, then get that first run score makes it a little easier, like you said. Not trying to do too much too quick.
Runner starts to go.
A pretty good swing, lefty, pretty good solid sized kid. Got a big difference, swinging an aluminum bat coming out of college and swinging this wood. I was talking to hitting coach here, Rob Sasser. I had a chance to play with him when I was in Macon in the South Atlantic League. And some of these guys coming out of high school, college, and he said it takes about 50 to 60 at bats with the wood just to get adjusted.
Even though they play in the summer leagues with wood bats, they go right back to the metal bats during their college season. Interestingly, Austin was drafted at a high school in Charlotte by the Padres. It's a supplemental first round. He was 54th overall, of course didn't sign. And you might say, well, but he slipped to the 4th round. But really, he might have done himself some favors by playing college ball, getting himself ready, more physically ready as the runner goes. And he'll go in standing as the catcher had a hard time making the transfer. So a stolen base by Morris.
We really look at that, some kids coming out of high school, 17 at sometimes, just not really, not physical, mentally, emotionally ready to make that jump to where you go to a D1 program and play there 3 years and get a chance to see some really good pitchers. Because you look at D1 programs, that Friday night starter most likely going to be a first and second rounder. So he bettered himself and give him more maturity and play more baseball at the next level.
And a great pitch on the outside edge when rookie Davis needed it. They strand a man at second, but a run in, and Kannapolis with a run in each inning leads 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Back with more of the minor league game of the week on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, where the home team trails Kannapolis 3-0. The Intimidators are an affiliate of the White Sox, or rather the RiverDogs are affiliate of the Yankees. And we're joined now by the field coordinator, Jody Reed, who is in uniform, or at least somewhat. I mean, anytime you see the Yankee pinstripes, that means something.
We like to think so. That's one of the things that we really try to instill in the kids is you're a part of the New York Yankees now, and that's special. The NY, there's a lot that goes with that, and you need to act and conduct yourself accordingly.
Tell us what your job is. What do you do?
Well, I'm the field coordinator, and basically my responsibilities are everything that goes on the field, from making sure the instructions, what we want, that it's consistent from top to bottom, how we do things on the field. I coordinate with the staffs, coaching staffs, make sure everything's running well, and kind of a quality coordinator, I guess.
You like what you see here in Charleston?
Oh yeah, this is a great place to play. I mean, Charleston is always a pleasure to come to. The crowds are great, the facility's great, the town. This is one of my favorite spots.
I'm not going to knock on you, but I remember when I was in minor leagues, when the field coordinator came in, that meant early work.
So how early were you guys here?
You getting on the field, 3:30, but same thing. The coordinators come around, you knew some work had to be done, because a lot of times you leave spring training and they come in and kind of refresh everything, going over different plays or things that expect at the next level. Especially here, I was talking to your manager earlier, Durante, to where you guys a lot of young kids, 19-year-old kids, to where going from college to the next level is a learning curve. So you guys come in, you're teaching them, anticipation, you're playing up the middle, defense in different situations. So
you're exactly right, and especially at this level, you got players here from 18, 19 years old to 21-ish, and a lot of them fairly new to professional ball, maybe a year under their belt, and the early work is crucial. It really is. It is a big developmental stage right here, and you just have to get them out there and run them through the repetitions. That's one of the big factors that sticks for baseball players. Is doing it over and over and over again, and you can.
Yeah, I was the same way I was a pitcher. You know, we do PFP. It's like, why am I doing this? All of a sudden in the first game, here's the ball right back to you. It's like, oh, see why we do things like that. To where, like you said, baseball is all about repetition. Once you do it, it becomes more of a mental state in your head, and it becomes, I guess, not easy, but easier to when you know what to expect.
Well, it is, and it's all about developing pretty much the muscle memory, so that when it happens, you've just done it so many times that the repetitions and the muscle memory takes over, and it becomes routine, hopefully.
You saw Gosuke Kato ground out to the second baseman. Now Mike's son Alberto trying to find his way on in the number 9 hole. We're talking with Jody Reed, the field coordinator for the New York Yankees, and of course the Charleston RiverDogs are part of that chain. And we mentioned the Tampa team and Staten Island Yankees. And there's a shot hammered into the gap, and on his horse is Stormore. He's not going to catch up to that one. And that'll bounce into the palmetto trees. A ground rule double for the number 9 hitter. And now a runner in scoring position for the second straight inning for the RiverDogs.
You look at that pitch right there. That pitch is almost at his eyes when he swings at it. You know, look how high it is. You know, normally you don't get that ball hit that well. You know, he got lucky to get your hands up there. But usually that's the one you know, as a pitcher, maybe down a little more, can't get it just a little high. And he roped it to dead center field. And go that deep in this ballpark was well hit.
You know, you were talking about the way the Yankees like to do things, and right now the Cardinals have been successful. You hear a lot about the Cardinal way. But I've got to think there's an organization-wide blueprint, if you will, for the way the Yankees like things done.
Absolutely. And obviously we have a manual, if you will, something that is the guideline that we work out of. And it's really implemented to mimic how the big league club works. You know, the plays that they're doing, from pickoffs to the team defenses to everything, so that we're teaching everybody in the system the same thing, so that when and if they arrive up there, they know exactly what's going to happen. They've been doing it for years.
Well,
already.
even when they go to the next level.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's, you know, each level, each year, and then hopefully when you get to the big club, you arrive in New York, hey, I know exactly what's going on up here. We've been doing this.
That's why I had a chance. I had a chance to play with several teams coming up through the minor leagues. We make it to the major league teams, to where, as a younger player, when you see the coordinator come in that uniform, you want to do everything right, to where you think when he left, oh, he knows my name, he's going to go back and put the report on me, to where you get that extra attention when you come in with that uniform. But like you said, you know, Yankees, Braves, Cardinals, all the teams are kind of like that mindful, to where no matter if you're in rookie ball, you're in AAA, he's still doing everything the way they do at the big leagues. And we got a guy like Derek Jeter at shortstop, to where been the focal point of that organization, to where everybody look at him, the way he wears a uniform, the way he takes the base, the ground ball is running out, to where it just filtered down into you guys roving. You don't have to say a whole lot, because they know when they put that uniform on, it means something special.
And you know what? In all honesty, the major league players and the staff has been really good at bringing that down to the boys. I remember being out on the field in February, and Derek Jeter is taking ground balls, and he literally calls me over, and he says, "Hey, send one of the young shortstops over."
Nice.
And exactly. And he literally wanted us to send some of the early young shortstops that were there. Come on over there. Let me talk with them. Let me, get to know them a little bit. Let me share some of my experiences. And of course, when he says he wants to do it, you're more than accommodating.
They're going to listen to Jody Reed. They're really going to listen to Derek Jeter.
Oh yeah, it's funny, because every day I'd come to the ballpark, and they know Jeets is going to be out there working out, and they'd be the first one over there. Hey, can I go over with Jeets today?
Wow.
And I don't blame him. And I know that Cito Culver, who's our shortstop in Tampa, the last day that Jeter was going to be there, he made a special request. He said, "Jody, please let me go work out with him this last day." I said, "You got it."
You saw Mike O'Neill ground out to Mayacheski at third base. This is Tyler Wade trying to bring a man in as Your RiverDogs have put men on, Coach, but they just can't get them around right now.
Yeah,
Gotta
that's
chip away at
key.
it.
You have to be able to hit with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
How many major league teams are having that issue right
That's
now?
a fact. That's a fact.
I was just looking at stat the other night where you see how many shutouts been thrown this year. There's, shutouts where starting pitchers going 9 innings to where the hitting has just, taken over right now.
Well, it's going through a cycle like that, and there's a lot of theories and ideas as to why, but at the end of the day, pitchers are dominating right now. You're seeing a lot of that throughout all of baseball.
Jody, thank you for coming up and visiting.
Pleasure, guys.
Best of luck to you and the Yankees.
Thank you very much.
That's Jody Reed, the field
Appreciate
coordinator
it.
for the Yankees, visiting with us here.
How long
in
you been over here with
Charleston.
these
Back
guys?
with more on the minor league game of the week here on the CBS Sports Network. Kannapolis with a 3-0 lead on the RiverDogs here in Charleston. And be sure you join us next Thursday. We're heading west, June 26th, out to California at the Pacific Coast League with the Las Vegas 51s, the Mets affiliate, travel to Sacramento to take on the River Cats from the A's system. It's the minor league baseball game of the week, 10 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Dick Gabriel, Ray King, Lauren Gardner. Thanks again to Jody Reed from the Yankees organization for visiting with us. You don't get a chance often to talk to a real live Yankee. My apologies. I had Brett Austin being drafted by the Yankees. Of course, he was drafted by the White Sox, but another outstanding organization. And interesting, though, that you've got people, and all the organizations, don't they have guys like Jody who rove through the system just to make sure everything's going smoothly?
Yeah, just about every organization have that minor league rover, then they got the minor league pitching rover. So, you got guys coming around seeing you. Like I said, it's for them guys to come in, do the early work, what to expect at the next level, and even at the major league level, just give these guys a clue.
Right back through the pitcher's legs. Works
There it
every
is.
time. Carl Thomore with his second base hit of the day. And he is 2 for 2. Had a base hit to right his last time up. Now, you mentioned extra work. Take another look at this base hit before I ask you the next question.
It was a pretty good pitch down. He just went back up the box with it, trying to knock some dirt off the pitcher's cleat up the middle for a base hit.
If you're a roving instructor, you like what you saw right there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, when a guy like that is in town and you're playing at this level, does that make you nervous?
Yeah, a little bit of both, because you see him with that Yankee uniform on. The first thing you think, is coming from the big club to where if it's the first time seeing him, you go both sides, to where you really want to show what you're capable of doing, but you're a little nervous. But, once you get there and get out on the field, it's just like, any other park. We're working on this, we're working on that, to where, he's here trying to make you better and understand that what they're doing at the next level.
Christian Stringer had an RBI single his last time up. Leadoff man aboard for the third time in 4 innings for Kannapolis. And tonight they're aptly nicknamed the Intimidators. They put all the pressure on the RiverDogs tonight and on right-hander Rookie Davis.
Just been playing small ball. Where the pitch is, they went with the singles, scoring runs, and not any, one hit was a deep shot, but other than that, just hitting it where it's pitched.
Now Stringer will try to do the same thing again. They're playing him to go the other way. Why not, with the wind blowing right to left? Taken in the 16th round in 2013 out of Rice. To Rice by way of Navarro College, and now the trainer heading out to
Trying
have
to
a
see
word
if I
with
see
Rookie
anything, but
Davis.
didn't really see anything.
Trainer, pitching coach, manager. It's a committee meeting on the mound. Did you see anything?
I didn't see anything, see if we can give away anything. Okay. Yeah, if it looked like, showing his hand, could be a blister. And, looks up, I picked up one of the minor league balls today. They still got some pretty good seams on them. So if the guy coming out of college with them, bigger seams, the minor league balls is a little different, to where it could rub him a little wrong. And got a blister on it, hurts. You don't get a feel for the ball.
Well, he has waved everybody off. Luis Durante, you mentioned the manager, and he's got a tremendous understanding of pitching. He is a former bullpen coach for the Pirates and the Marlins.
That's one of them things, you got a blister, you don't really want nobody to know as a pitcher. Came out of the game for a blister. Yeah, but, you used to get them all the time when I pitch, and, I try to let everybody just take some pickle juice and soak it in pickle juice.
Seriously, pickle juice.
Pickle juice.
Now, see, I've heard.
Callus it over?
I thought that was an urban legend.
No, pickle juice.
What kind of pickle? Does it matter?
I guess you're going to go correct, now we go kosher. Organic.
There you go. Stringer with a home run, 4 runs batted in. Came up from extended spring training at the end of May. 312 hitter last year. Runner goes, they show a bunt. Leoleo still having problems delivering the ball to second base.
He came up and hit the runner and kicked out in left field and got a chance to advance to third base right there. So it's better than a bunt.
So now lots more pressure on the RiverDogs. Man at third, nobody out.
It's like a really, it's not getting the ball out. It's really releasing the ball from behind them. When you release the ball behind, it's going to sell on you to where you're not getting squared up, with second base. And it's sell on you every time. Unfortunately, hit the runner and went to third right there. So now you got to run on third, with no outs.
Here's a good look at manager Pete Rose Jr., just as aggressive in his managing style as his famous father was as a ball player and a manager. Pete Jr., pretty good hitter in the minor leagues. He and his dad combining for more than 6,000 hits in professional baseball.
That's a lot of hits. Even Pete himself, got what, almost a couple thousand himself.
One thing the family could do is hit the ball.
Charlie Hustle Jr., you call it, I guess you have to say.
Well, his team's been hustling tonight.
Yeah, just saw his dad managed an independent game somewhere recently.
He did a couple of nights ago, absolutely. So trying to find his way to the Hall of Fame.
For Pete Jr., it got to be amazing growing up your dad, right there in Cincinnati, hometown, and to where just, what he did on the field, 4,000 hits, just, it would never be accomplished again.
I agree with you, and imagine the pressure. Obviously, he adored his father, but of carrying that famous name, infield pop, it's going to clear the infield. That's actually going to not be deep enough to score the runner. So a break right there for the RiverDogs.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk with Pete before the game, and like I said, echoing what Lauren said, he came straight out and said it. He will manage at the big league level. Like I said, you got your foot in the door, so you got a chance. But with the bloodline like that, you can't help but hopefully a guy can get to manage at the big league level and keep that name going.
Well, he's been all over the minors.
Yeah,
Advanced Rookie League with Great Falls, absolutely. Advanced Rookie League in Bristol. Served as a hitting coach with the Florence team right outside of Cincinnati in the Frontier League.
And my hat's off to him. Spent 21 years in the minor leagues. You got to love the game.
A lot of bus rides.
I was fortunate enough. I got drafted in '95, made it to the big leagues in '99. So I had a quick trail, but like I said, I played with guys that been down for 10, 11 years, and
still chasing the
them bus rides are long, and ballparks nights get longer and longer. But if you love the game, as long as you got a uniform, you got a chance.
Davis trying to battle back now against Tyler Williams. Back downstairs to Lauren Gardner. Lauren.
Well, you're talking about how fresh Pete Rose Jr. is, and he looked today before the game as if this was the first game he's ever managed and or been a part of. He brought his wife and his kids here to Charleston, and he's having a good time. He's loving teaching these kids just how hard the game is, and he said it's all about the fundamentals. That's what I'm here for, and I can't wait to continue managing at the next level.
Yeah, when you manage in the minor leagues, it's not the fame and glory. You got to do a lot of reports, send back up to the major league teams, and early work and early BP and late nights. But like I said, for him to be able to have his kid on the field today, is just tremendous. I remember having my kid when I played to where, you can't get them days back. So anytime you get them out there, you're happy to have them with you. And like I said, my hat's off to Pete, and hopefully he can get up to the next level and manage one day in the big leagues.
But in his fourth season with the White Sox organization. Top of the order, Hunter Jones. This is what he did back in the first inning. He went the other way with a pitch up and out over the plate.
Okay, here it is. Didn't try to do a whole lot with it. Just went with the pitch and got it in the gap and off to the races.
And again, his dad played for Pete Sr. in Cincinnati. Good breaking ball by Davis.
Yeah, that's a great story right there. And calls Dad, Dad, I'm playing for Pete Rose Jr. You played for Pete Sr.
Tracy still in the Cincinnati area, outstanding radio sports talk show host. Played for several teams in the major leagues, had a great career himself.
You just look around the league now, there's a lot of leaders in the front office. just like tonight, you look at Tyler Williams. He's the son of the former general manager Ken Williams of the White Sox.
Davis one pitch away from getting out of a mess. Man at third. Jones is extending the at-bat, just as he did when he led off the game. He battled, got a pitch he could handle.
You get out of this inning, maybe Durante was a smart guy. Instead of using a trip to the mound, we brought the trainer for maybe emergency, so don't have to use the trip. Look like just calm him down.
Sometimes that's all it takes, but the leadoff man singled, stole second, reached third on a throwing error, but Davis induced a pop-up, struck out the next man he faced, and he's 2 strikes now on Hunter Jones.
Man, what a beautiful night this ballpark. Sunset, got a nice breeze coming in, and thirsty crowd out here, so everybody's settled in, and hopefully home team will score a few runs.
Almost a hard sellout for this crowd of vacationers, locals, retirees. Great town, Charleston. Again, the 1-2. Got him looking on a big overhand breaking ball. Clutch performance in the 4th by rookie Davis. Kannapolis puts a man on third with nobody out, but that's where he stays. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Intimidators 3, RiverDogs nothing. Back with more of the minor league game of the week on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, Dick Gabriel, Ray King, Lauren Gardner. It's the minor league game of the week here on the CBS Sports Network. Breeze blowing in from the river here in Charleston on a thirsty Thursday. Ray still working on his pig on a stick. That's the foot-long hot dog. It's actually a corn dog wrapped in bacon.
There it is, putting the corn dog to a twist. Make sure you get your cholesterol in there with you.
That's right.
Good old Southern cooking right there. It looked like you just got the corn dog and wrapped the bacon and deep fried.
Well, you don't want to eat it around. You don't want to eat it every night, but once in a while it's not so bad.
No, I think maybe a good night with that thirsty. So you get the hot dog with the bacon in with cold Budweiser.
Sounds pretty good to me. RiverDogs go back to work. They're trailing at 3-0. Miguel Andahar to lead things off. He bounced into a 4-6-3 double play his last time up. RiverDogs have put a man on in every inning. In fact, runners in scoring position each of the last 2 innings. Another bouncer. And another base hit. Infield variety.
Yeah, they hadn't had any trouble getting the guy on, just trying to get him around, get him in. It's been a problem. Leadoff guy right there, ball in the hole. Good stop by the shortstop.
Well, this is the first leadoff man that RiverDogs have had.
Deep in the hole right there. It's a great play by the shortstop, but speed just got him there to where leadoff single here in the inning.
We were told that, I think it was last season, Rondon was playing second base and completed a 6-4-2 double play. A mighty cut by Nunez.
I know, as a runner, you're thinking, okay, they're playing back and, ground ball and the score right here, go ahead and get the double play, but you don't see that too often,
Runners at the corners, and of course the throw comes from the shortstop to Rondon. Runner, as Ray said, breaks from third, and we're told he was running hard, but Rondon wheeled and threw a laser to home, and the catcher didn't expect it, but he managed to make the catch and tag the runner.
I know everybody in the ballpark probably looking, what are you doing? And until he got the out.
Have you ever seen that?
I have never seen that, but as a pitcher, they saved that run.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
ERA stays down a little bit by making that play.
Well, that was clearly a this is what I can do kind of situation. It was late August, not a pennant race, and the game was not in doubt, but he wanted to make the play, and he did.
Little heads up, base hit in the hole.
Yep, going the other way with it, Nunez. Back-to-back singles now for the home team. Finally, a little bit of pressure from the RiverDogs.
Yeah, here it is, pitch down and just, inside out swing, went the other way, found it in the hole between first and second for a base hit. But runs on first and second with nobody out.
Talked about this ballpark. One of the great minor league parks we've seen, designed by what was then called HOK Sports. That was the same architectural firm that created the new ballparks in Baltimore and Cleveland, as well as Denver.
Be interesting right here. You know, you 5-hole hitter up. Do you try to bunt or you let him swing away right here? You're down by, 3 runs. Bunt, get him over. Second and third with 1 out.
That's the dilemma. And on top of that, this is Dustin Fowler, who is, as you can see there,
red hot.
Red hot with a double tonight. The reigning Sally League Player of the Week. Good pitch there by Barnett.
No swinging a hot bat, but sometimes you got to play the small ball a little bit here and there.
You like the bunt still? A lot of people say that's a wasted out.
Yeah, I still like it because you're looking right there. You get the bunt down. Now you're at second and third with 1 out. Guy hit a fly ball, you score a run. Hit a fly ball right here, not deep enough. You don't tag up. You're still first and second, still in the double play. Where next guy hit a double play, you out of it.
Barnett with his 8th start, 15th appearance.
I guess that's different between National League Baseball and American League Baseball. American League, you look for that 3-run homer right here.
Well, it may move the runners regardless. Nicely done by Mayacheski, the running grab, and there's 1 out. So now runners at second and third. A fly ball deep enough could get a run in.
That's a great play by the third baseman right there. Came in, on the hop, on the 1-leg throw to first base.
So now big opportunity here for Eduardo De Leo out of the Dominican Republic. RiverDogs catcher, the 2 in scoring position.
That's another thing you see now. From the time I played to now, you see these kids now to where they're coming up hacking on that first pitch. Where you're not waiting to see pitches; they're just coming up there to where if it's there, I'm swinging.
You see guys who were 2-0 hacking away.
Yeah.
Back in the day, they'd be taking. Of course, at this level, if you've got the opportunity, you're going to swing, you're going to hack because you want to show the big club what you can do, right?
Yeah, kind of old saying, like a lot of your Latin guys, they come up swinging. American guys, we kind of laid back a little bit. We're trying to see pitches, and Latin guys trying to, get over here and show they want to move quick to where they're swinging at the first pitches a lot.
They don't want to walk to their next destination.
No.
Breaking ball hammered to left. Thormore with a play. Tagging is Andujar. Safe. A good throw and a better slide.
That play a lot closer than I thought it would be. Even the left fielder kind of slipped a little bit, didn't get behind as much as he wanted to. If you see it right here, he kind of slipped it for a second, and then didn't really reset himself to get behind. He threw it flat-footed, where I think if he got back and got behind it, may have got him right there. But still, close play, but good run by just get in there. It goes to plays where you're talking about the major leagues, the slide rule now, where you see the major leagues where, right there, bang, bang play, where you couldn't take the catcher out anymore.
You say that as though you missed that.
That's old school baseball, You're trying to get him before he gets you.
Now Brandon Thomas, designated hitter. Fly ball to right his last time up. Finally, the RiverDogs on the scoreboard. They're down 3-1 now.
That was key for him. They got the leadoff single. You had to put a run up right there. Keep getting the guy on. You got to get him over and get him in at one point.
So they inadvertently play small ball minus the bunt. Now Thomas trying to keep the inning going. We were talking about the history of Charleston, and it just oozes with it. Abner Doubleday.
Yeah, Doubleday, yeah.
Served at Fort Sumter during the Civil War. Right here in Charleston.
That's just like, the park at Cooperstown, Doubleday Field up there.
You got around.
Yeah.
Thomas, an 8th-round draft pick last year. One of 6 current RiverDogs taken in the Yankees' first 10 picks in 2013.
A lot of money invested right there. 3-on-1 team.
And a switch hitter at that. He's got a home run from each side this year. Spent last year in Staten Island.
Yeah, that's the beauty of baseball. You know, you play college ball, and then all of a sudden you get that phone call from an organization and say we took you in such a touch round. Yeah, I remember back in '95 when I had a guy from the Cincinnati Reds saying I was taken in the 8th round. You know, I thought somebody was playing a joke on me.
You're not the first athlete I've ever heard say that. I thought it was my brother pulling my leg.
Yeah,
I thought it was my roommate or whatever.
You know, you anticipate, you know, talk to scouts and everything, but until that, you know, June 2nd, that '95 draft, you know, not like it's on TV now or you can follow it on a computer. It's just like, you know, you get that phone call. It's like, hey, we took you in 8th round. We'll be in contact with you in a couple of days.
Well, they used to keep it secret from the media, too.
Yeah.
Never understood that. That'll stay in the ballpark. Jacob Morris draws a bead in right. And the RiverDogs out of the inning, but they scratch. Finally put up their first run of the night. We'll go to the 5th. Kannapolis 3, Charleston 1. Back with more of the minor league game of the week on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, where Kannapolis leads the battling RiverDogs. They're battling down on the field right now. Oh, he knocked his block
Knocks the head off already.
3-1, and it's been more of a genteel night, though, here in Charleston for us. We're joined now by one of the co-owners of the ball club, Dr. Gene Budig. Thanks so much for joining us, and it's got to do your heart good to see a ballpark full of people enjoying a game like this on a night like this.
Yeah, we'll probably have about 6,000 tonight. And, you know, Major League Baseball is having a great year, but they will draw about 80 million totally. Well, we'll draw 43 to 44 for Minor League Baseball. It's huge, and growing every year.
Well, I think it goes back to where, you know, parent organizations really putting quality kids on the field to where if you're a baseball fan, you're collecting the cards or you want to get these younger players. So they put them in a right spot, right situation. In a town like this, in a ballpark like this, you can't help but put quality on the field.
Our only problem, of course, is the Yankees give us such good players, and a lot of them have huge bonuses. They yank them and shove them up. And you know what? I wish they'd leave them alone for 1 year.
That's the only thing about baseball is such a turnover to where if one guy get hurt, it moves the whole train up. Or, you know, all of a sudden now a guy is, you know, down the extended tearing up to where they move him around to where, you know, baseball is like a game of chess.
It is indeed, and you have to be very skillful to play that game.
Mm-hmm. Rondon with a strikeout. Now Mieczewski stands in for Kannapolis. Dr. Budig, you were at one point the president of the American League.
That's correct.
Did you enjoy that job? Because sometimes the president has to kind of be the heavy a little bit.
Well, most of the time. And you're the person who issues the fines, suspends the players, and they love you when the season is over.
Yeah.
But not during the season.
Yeah, you didn't want to get that letter in the mail.
Yeah, Bob Gibson and Larry Doby were my assistants at the time, and they said, listen to us. Players play so many games that they forget after one day. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
This is not academia, you know, where it is a grudge game. This is baseball with so many games.
You mentioned academia, and here you are with a tremendous baseball background and knowledge of the game, and you were the president at one point of 3 different universities.
Yeah, I spent 23 years of my life as a university president chancellor. And at Kansas, for example, as you know, we're fairly committed to basketball. You may have heard that. But the point is that during my time, we hired Larry Brown and Roy Williams. And I thought that was reasonably good.
That's pretty good.
Two pretty good hires right there. You know.
I'd say so.
I don't think they won many games or something like that.
Oh, yeah. We were national champions, as you know.
Yeah, 1988. 2 down, and Danny Hayes trying to protect himself at the plate. 0 for 2 tonight.
I had a chance to, when I was with St. Louis Cardinals, got a chance to, get to know Bob Gibson, and
Oh, he's a
some
very
of the
good
stories,
friend of mine.
Yeah, some of the stories he would tell you, and then people don't realize he's pretty good at just about everything he did.
Oh, he was a great basketball player.
Boxer.
Some think as good as baseball. I remember that the day I announced him, the New York press, they're always cynical, and they said, "Why a Hall of Fame National League pitcher? This is the American League." And my comment was, being a Nebraskan, he's from Omaha, Nebraska. Enough said.
Yeah.
And that was the end. Nobody. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Remember some stories.
I still talk to him. And Larry Doby was a dear, dear man. And he finally made it to the Hall of Fame in my era.
Overdue.
Oh my heavens, that was terrible. He should have been there a long, long time ago.
Danny Hayes draws the walk. Jacob Morris fouls it out of play. Interesting. The RiverDogs were all coming off the field. They thought ball 4 was strike 3, and Hayes knew it and jogged to first base. We're talking with Dr. Gene Budig, who is one of the co-owners of the RiverDogs, former president of the American League, former president of Kansas U and West Virginia U and Illinois State. And also, I understand you're a retired Major General in the Air National Guard.
That's correct.
How did you have time to do all these wonderful things?
I was never home.
I can imagine you're always on the go. That's an unbelievable resume.
Going the other way with it. Now runners at first and second for Kannapolis. How often are you at the ballpark?
We play 140 game schedule, 70 here, 70 on the road. I will be here for half of the home games.
Why not?
We have lived here for 8 years in a beautiful area near the ocean. I should have done that a long time ago.
It's beautiful here. We got in here last night about 7:30, and went and ate at a restaurant downtown, and come out right on the water, and the breeze is going. And I live in Arizona, so I may try to get back to this part of the coast.
You got to come back.
It's unbelievable.
The only problem is you've got to be.
That's crushed, but it's hooking. Is it fair?
Look like
yes, it
fair.
is.
It is.
It's going to score 2 right there.
2 base
with a
hits,
double.
drives in 2. And Kannapolis extends its lead. Sorry, Dr. Budig.
No, just to say that you have to be very careful living here because of the good food. I mean, if you would eat downtown too many times in a month, you had better hit the treadmill.
I see they brought up this foot-long corn dog wrapped in bacon.
Oh, we were thinking of you.
Yeah,
this is Brett Austin's
first ball left up to where it just got down in the line in the corner and fell in fair, scored 2 runs.
First base hit as a professional. They stopped the game and
it's gonna be a memorable
gave him a ball. Yep, and it drove in 2. How about that?
And it's a 2-out RBI at that.
Extending the lead for Kannapolis. And now Carl Tomor will try to extend the inning.
Yeah, we had some great seafood last night, so seafood got to be real good right off the water here.
Oh, it's wonderful, wonderful.
Your ballpark is outstanding as well, and one thing we've noticed in our travels across the country is no matter what the level, there's quite a commitment to the facilities now at the minor league level.
Well, let me tell you something interesting. Baltimore had the first retro park, you remember?
Yep.
Well, this is the first retro park in minor league ball, and by the way, we use the same architect builder for this facility, which has become really a model for minor league baseball. And our seating here would be very comparable to what you would see in a AA park or AAA.
Yeah, it's real nice. Like I said, I played in this league back in '96. I played in Macon, and that's when they had the old ballpark here.
Oh, yeah.
And so, for me to come back, 15, 20 years later, see this ballpark here is amazing to where, you think minor leagues and, the Bull Durham days where you're rolling in buses and getting to stadiums where fences are falling down to where you walk in this and just a palace, green is just as green as in the big league ballparks.
I got to tell you one thing that's people always ask. They said, what's it like to have Bill Murray be your business partner. And first, let me tell you, you laugh a lot.
Yeah.
and secondly, though, he's outrageously smart. He's a very smart guy. And of course, we have Mike Beck, who is Bill Beck's son, as you well know. And he is one of the creative people in minor league ball. And of course, he was in the majors as well with a number of teams.
Dr. Buddy, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and come
place.
back, will you please?
Thank you.
And great
Thank
to
you, sir.
see you.
Great seeing you.
2 more runs for Kannapolis. Back with more from Charleston in just a minute on CBS Sports Network.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Back in Charleston, where Kannapolis with a 5-1 lead on the home team. Dick Gabriel, Ray King. Let's go downstairs to Lauren Gardner. Lauren.
Well, gentlemen, we've had a lot of special guests here throughout tonight's game, and it's Thirsty Thursday here at the ballpark, and that would be one of the many reasons that there are so many fans in the seats tonight. I'm here with Will Dormany. One of the reasons that it's Thirsty Thursday, you're the Budweiser distributor. How do you get into a business like that?
Well, I guess in my case, it's been in our family for 4 generations. We got started back in 1907 as a regional ice distributor, and then started selling coal. And eventually, the trains needed some. We bought ice off the thing, so we started selling beer.
That's fantastic. And how about all the fans here tonight? $1 beer at the ballpark. I mean, that's a steal.
It is. But minor league baseball is a great value for the entire family, so it kind of works into that all together.
And especially with all the great eats around here, you need something to wash it back with. Now let's talk about some of the things in the community that you guys do here with Southern Eagle Distributing. Talk about your work with Folds of Honor.
Folds of Honor is a great charity that we work with. They raise money for education for children of deceased or injured vets of various wars. So we spend a lot of time working with them and helping them raise money.
The military obviously has a close place in the hearts of a lot of the members here in this community, and of course your company. What does it mean to you to know that you can give back in that way?
Well, any little thing that we can do to help the soldiers it means everything to us.
Well, Will, thank you so much for joining us here this evening. I know you've been able to keep it together for the first 5 innings. Why don't you go ahead and have a beer? It's on me, okay? I'll give you the whole $1.
That would be great, thanks.
Hey, thank you so much. Guys, maybe he'll bring you one after the game.
Tell you, Lauren just spreading the goodwill wherever she goes, you know. Gotta like that. Mikeson Oliberto tried to lay down the bunt and advance Kosuke Kato, who singled his way on. Oliberto from the Dominican Republic, international free agent signed in 2010. Likewise spent last year in Staten Island. One of the young Yankees.
Just amazing. You start seeing them kids sign 16 out of Dominican, Venezuela, to where it's a big adjustment for them. Coming to U.S., not speaking English, making an adjustment at such a young age. But you just see them. Baseball's in their blood, and I know a lot of organizations bring them over and they start teaching them classes, English, and just a way of life of living it. So, hats off to these guys. I know when I went to Venezuela, not speaking any Spanish, it was totally different.
Cato on the run, that's a straight steal. Got a great jump. Austin couldn't handle it, so a runner at second now, nobody out. Charleston trying to fight back.
He just right here, it looked like, just a ball straight down in the dirt, hopped up to him, nothing he can do with that, but, keep it in front of him.
So Oliberto, who doubled his last time up, with a big opportunity now. 23 years old, 5'10", 180. Struggling at the plate coming in, a 174 average. Bump that up about 7 points. 1 homer, 3 runs batted in.
Good looking kid, be a young kid. Looks solid at the plate.
Nice job behind the plate tonight.
Oh.
And a free pass, plus a bruise. So now runners at second. Nobody out. Top of the order, Michael O'Neill.
Fastball looked like just got away from him. Up and in, and luckily got on the arm part, not squaring the back right there. A little meat right there don't hurt as bad. Have to say hello to my former agent. He just sent me a text, and he's listing the game back in San Diego. Dave Myers. So, hello, Dave.
We talk about foreign-born players. And we mentioned Kato at second base, actually born in Japan, but moved to America when he was very young, attended UCLA.
I got a chance to meet him earlier right before the game. And, he was talking about going to UCLA. It was another great school to where you got baseball, basketball, football, all big out there.
Now Michael O'Neill. A pop out, a ground ball. Born in Powell, Ohio, third-round pick last year.
Like I said earlier, I got 21 steals on the year. I want to see him get one in the gap and see him run. That's one of them Bull Durham pitches right there. Hit the bull.
Austin never had a chance on the wild pitch. Runners at second and third, best opportunity of the night for Charleston.
Got to bring out the pitching coach. Settle him down right here. Remember, as a pitcher, when you see the pitching coach walk out, you're trying to think yourself, okay, I know it, and he get there and tell you something totally different what you were thinking. Sometimes I've had times where they just tell you a joke just to get your mind set off of it.
Jose Batista, the veteran pitching coach from the Dominican Republic. Spent a lot of time in Burlington, Idaho Falls, Bristol. Been the Latin roving instructor for the White Sox. Been the pitching coach in Kannapolis since 2011.
Got some tenure there.
Had a good big league career. Like you, he pitched for a lot of teams, made 312 major league appearances. Trying to help his pitcher, Tyler Barnett, work out of a jam.
The key right here, probably just trying to get him back out, get a ground ball right here, try to keep him, hopefully get it to the corner where he don't give up that run right there.
Off the glove of Mayachevsky. That'll score one. And it's a 5-2 game. That was a rocket.
Yeah, here it is. This ball just got on him real quick and ate him up right there. Put him in between hops where nothing he really could do but try to, olay it and hopefully stays with them. But got past him. Be interested to see if they scored at a hit or an error.
But now Tyler Wade struck out his last time up. Infield single back in the first. Runners at the corners for him, nobody out. Wade out of Murrieta, California.
It's going to be deep enough to score him.
Thormore, strong throw, but a sac fly and another run for the RiverDogs.
Good or bad, not trying to do too much. Just getting the ball in the outfield, get a run in, and cut into the lead.
So 5-3 now. Kannapolis gives back the 2 runs the Intimidators scored in the last inning. Now Miguel Andahar, infield single his last time up, leading off the 4th. Came around and scored. Sac fly by Deoleo. Andahar from the Dominican.
Good hit and run right there.
And a tough break for Charleston as the RiverDogs try a little hit and run, but it turns into a 5-3 double play. But 2 runs back on the scoreboard for the home team, and it's a 5-3 game. Back with more of the minor league game of the week here on the CBS Sports Network. Kannapolis with a 5-3 lead on the RiverDogs here in Charleston. Dick Gabriel, Ray King, Lauren Gardner. Let's take a look now at the MILB.com news from around the league for this past week. And the short season leagues are kicking off now that the college kids are done. Class A short season, New York Penn celebrating its 75th anniversary. Northwest Leagues began last Friday. The Pioneer League this past Monday in its 76th season. People who played in that league include Prince Fielder, Ryan Sandberg, Pedro Martinez. Appalachian League beginning tonight. A lot of young draftees, international players getting their first taste of domestic ball. I'll tell you more about the news and notes in just a minute. Christian Stringer trying to bunt his way on, 1 out.
Yeah, here it is. Lefty in the game right here. Try to get the bunt right past him. Another foot the other way, get by him. But yeah, big lefty got off the mound, fielder position, and went in.
New pitcher for the RiverDogs is Omar Luis. Ray said a lefty from Cuba. Signed as an international free agent in 2012. Big bender to Tyler Williams. A pair of strikeouts tonight in a lefty-lefty matchup. Comes right back with another big breaking ball. Jumps out ahead 0-2. Another one of these guys, we were talking last night, Ray, about these guys who are not afraid to throw the breaking ball on the first pitch.
Hey, just, if you got a feel for it, go ahead and, show it. Sometimes guys coming in the game and looking for that fastball, you start off with a slider or curveball, show them you get it over, it just opens up for later when you put that one in the dirt and get them out with.
Try to get him to chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Got the lefty with the pants up. I never wore my pants up. I was, I guess, new school. Everything was baggy and down.
Old school in some things and new school in the others, I guess. I have to admit, I like the old school.
And those Southern organizations where I think it was the Cardinals in the minor leagues, they make the players wear them up.
That doesn't surprise me with the Cardinals.
Good pitch right there, down and away for a strikeout.
Strikeout number 3 by Williams. Cubs farm system still getting it done right now. Kyle Schwarber off to a hot start for the Class A short season. Boise, the 4th overall pick out of Indiana, signed for more than $3 million. He had multiple hits in 4 of his first 5 pro games, 3 homers, 9 runs batted in. So far, money well spent.
Oh yeah.
And Chris Bryant won the Southern League Home Run Derby in Chattanooga. 16 home runs in Ingalls Stadium. He beat out Mobile's John Griffin, who had homered in 5 straight at-bats earlier this season. First home run derby ever for Bryant. Leads the Southern League with 22 homers going into the second half of the season.
That's getting it done right there. 22 homers in the Southern League at the first half.
Hunter Jones, the leadoff man.
Some guys don't hit 22 in 2 years.
Jones had leadoff triple, scored a run, since then a fly ball, a strikeout.
Nice pitch right there. Looked like a little cutter.
Jones has been able to work the count each of his first 3 at-bats, but right now trying to figure it out.
Look like Omar's coming in, not afraid to pound the strike zone.
Jones knew he'd drawn the walk. Back to our news and notes. The Marlins have taken Andrew Haney up. Their top prospect, 7-2, 76 2/3 between AA Jacksonville and New Orleans. Moving immediately into the Marlins rotation. They need some left-handed help. But he went only 95 1/3 last year. They were trying to stretch him out, but they need his help. And the Orioles' top prospect, Dylan Bundy, has minor league rehab straight ahead. He's had Tommy John surgery. Actually on his way back, 5 innings with Aberdeen on Sunday. So he's on his way back, as we said. MILB.com, your home to all the latest news, stats, and schedules from around the minors. Check it out today, MILB.com. Stay up to date on all the action. Dick Gabriel, Ray King, Lauren Gardner, on a sultry night here in Charleston, South Carolina. Virtually a full house. Around 6,000 people here, loving baseball, loving Thirsty Thursday. They don't like the fact that their team is down 5-3.
Yeah, you can go back and talk about Tommy Johns. It's been amazing how many kids are having it now. I've seen kids always down to high school having it now, to where, you know, you look at that surgery, you wasn't too many back in the day, but now it's like a common thing. And some guys, are, you know, you don't want to have it, but some guys are coming back stronger. It's a good pitch right there.
Rondon with a single in the third inning, scored a base, stole a base, scored
baseball
a run.
on the field here.
That's the second time that's happened.
One from each side, huh?
Bullpen from each team. The bullpens are down to respective foul lines.
If you're a manager, you may not want to bring him in. 2 pass balls on each side.
Luis has been a starter exclusively in 2013. Obviously bringing him out of the bullpen this season. Two wins this year, both in relief. Nice pickup by Andahar.
Oh, nice throw. Nice play all around.
Standing play, taking a base hit away from Rondon.
Nice strong arm throw right there.
RiverDogs trying to battle back. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. Kannapolis 5, Charleston 3. Back with more of the minor league game of the week on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, South Carolina, Dick Gabriel, Ray King, Lauren Gardner. Got a good one going here at the Joe Riley Jr. Park, right by the river. 5-3 Intimidators. They've led the entire way, but the RiverDogs aren't letting them get away.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's like, you know, just pecking away, run here, run there. 5-3 ball game to where, you know, just a bloop, bloop, and a blast from taking the lead.
And a new pitcher now for Kannapolis, right-hander Andrew Mitchell, 6'3", 225 out of Houston, Texas. Pitched last year in Great Falls. There you see his numbers.
Yeah, the only thing that really jumps out at me is his walks. You know, you hear this guy, you know, got, I think, 40 walks and 50 strikeouts. That's not a good ratio right there. Be checking our broadcast, 70 miles he got in now on the treadmill.
Lauren's going to check in on Sean Houston very shortly. If you're just joining us, the play-by-play man for the home team here in Charleston, the RiverDogs, lost his broadcast position to us. But in all fairness, he said they were looking to do a promotion where he did the game on a treadmill, walking, by the way, not running. And so he thought, well, if the TV folks are going to take my booth, I may as well do it now. His counterpart for Kannapolis, Josh Feldman, in his 4th year with Kannapolis. He's been a great help to us tonight here in Charleston. Native of Dallas.
A nice breeze going up here. Needed that this evening about 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it was tough to pull yourself away from the pool, I'm sure. Nunez leading things off. Singled his last time up, stranded in the 4th. RiverDogs pushed across a run. Not been able to put up crooked numbers except once. That was in the 5th inning.
I've been watching this game the whole night to where maybe it's just the way the White Sox are, you know, teach these kids to go way awake and really hadn't seen them come in at all tonight.
Nunez 6'4", 247. (22 years old). Really pulled the string on it.
Nice breaking ball right there. Little 12-6. Fall off the table.
Now he's in his head.
Yeah. as you know, as young pitcher, see if he can duplicate that pitch. I'm pretty sure he's thinking about it. And there it is. That time he didn't get it down enough. That's where we were talking earlier when I was talking to the pitching coach, you know, with the RiverDogs, to where, you know, they get ahead with that one pitch, but need that put-away pitch. And a lot of guys just don't have that yet, and just learning to where it's pressure point and release points.
Nunez with his 9th appearance with the RiverDogs this year. He's reached base in all 9. Came right back.
If he threw that the pitch before, it may have had him. And now you've seen that pitch 3 times to where now, you know.
But he did run it in on him, though. He did run it in on him.
Yeah.
You had to like that one.
Yeah. Got that one down in the dirt, and, you know, he in those hands. There it is, you know, that breaking ball for, you know, 4th time to where it just, you know, got down out of his zone. You know, that's the one you want to throw out of his zone, bounce right behind home plate, and let the catcher block it and get the punch out with it.
That one, though, he started belt high.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's what I'm saying. You're throwing the spots. A lot of kids just want to throw it, but the breaking ball, you start throwing to spots to where I'm trying to hit the catcher in his foot with, and if it dropped before then, great.
Now Dustin Fowler, double ground ball. Last 2 innings, the RiverDogs put the leadoff man aboard. Not so here in the 6th. At Caldwell, Georgia.
That's where you breaking ball right there. Just, you know, foul it off, and nothing you can do with that pitch.
Action alive in the Charleston bullpen. We saw it earlier in Kannapolis bullpen.
Trying to see who it is. I'm at a bad angle.
One of the big bats for Charleston on the DL, Mike Ford, had 4 home runs in 1 game earlier this year.
Look like Giovanni Gallegos warming up in the Charleston bullpen. 6'2", 210 out of Obregon, Mexico.
He runs it in on Fowler, and Fowler runs it down the right field line. His 2nd base hit of the night, his 2nd extra base hit of the night. The crowd wanted him to try for 3rd, but wisely done. He hit the brakes at 2nd. And his 2nd double to right.
It does look like he came in, and the lefty just pulled his hands in and got it down the line past the first base, and first base is playing offline a little bit, and I think he's going to pull it. If they pull in for a double, you know, lucky enough it, you know, jetted out right back to the right fielder. If not, to get down the line, may have been a triple, but the way the field was jetted right there, hit that wall and came back into play.
On Sunday, which marked the end of the first half of the season, Fowler had a homer and a triple, drove in 4 up in Lexington. Tonight, 2 doubles, so each of his last 2 games, a total of 4 extra base hits. Eduardo De Leo, sac fly, drove in a run last time up. Trying to bring him home with 1 out.
Okay.
Wild pitch, runner at 3rd, now 1 out. Second wild pitch of the night. Second for Kannapolis, 1st for this young man.
Looked like he got crossed up right there. Looked for a fastball, threw him a breaking ball. He got crossed him up, and he go talk about it.
Well,
you want to be nice, but you want to get on him, you know.
Brett Austin with his first professional game, and a lot to learn about the way they do things here in Charleston.
Across the catch-up, his voice a little firm.
That never happened to you, did it?
I've done it, you know. Sometimes you get so in your mind where you want to throw this pitch and you see that pitch and all of a sudden you throw it, and once you let it go, you're like, uh-oh.
Big chance here for the RiverDogs. In a city that was founded in 1670.
Wow.
Talk about history. Which the Civil War began here.
Looking right at back of the stadium, look like the swampland right behind us.
Absolutely is. Now runners at the corners and one out. Brandon Thomas looking for his first base hit. And it looks like a pinch hitter now. Nope, it is Brandon Thomas. Thomas a pair of fly balls to right.
That's another thing, you know, you look at in these, you know, low A balls, and until you get to double A, everything is, you know, using a DH, the pitcher don't really hit until he get to double A, and then it's only if in the National League ballparks.
Another batter plunked and bases loaded now. Second man hit for the RiverDogs.
I'm surprised they hadn't got a visit from the pitching coach yet.
Takes it off the hip.
I can't tell if that was a breaking ball or fastball. It's kind of hard to tell right there, but you know, needless to say, they got bases loaded and one out.
Big opportunity here for Gosuke Kato.
Big situation for the RiverDogs right here. You know, less than 2 outs, and hopefully you can get a run in, cut it to a one-run ball game. A base hit may score 2.
Well, he delivered a base hit his last time up. Stole a base, scored a run. He put it right between the first baseman and the second baseman.
That's one of the pitches right now. Remember Fernando Vigna with the Cardinals. If that was him, he'd be hit right there. He leans in at him.
Lean in, take it for the team.
Yeah.
Yep.
RBI, his bats.
RiverDogs can tie it up with one swing of the bat. Maybe take the lead. He wouldn't sheet it on that one, but that was up around his teeth.
Yeah, that's right there. You know, looked good coming in, but hardly catch up with that one.
Cato played for the Gulf Coast Yankees last year after being drafted in the second round out of UCLA.
Some people pick with UCLA and call it UCLA.
What? Still? They still do that? Andrew Mitchell has struggled here in the 6th inning. Dropped in that slow breaking ball, and the toe not ready for it.
Because you look at it right now, you know, he one pitch for being out of the game, or one pitch for getting himself out of this inning.
That's right.
It's going to go to baseball. One pitch from good or bad, I guess you'll say.
Two-two pitch.
Check him.
Ooh. Bring him up. Tried to check his swing. Katoa doesn't even know it yet.
No, here's a replay on it to where, I guess I'm a hitter. I don't think it went right there.
Yeah, broke the plane. Not an official rule in professional baseball.
It's a huge strikeout nevertheless. 2 outs.
Bases still loaded for Mikeson Oliberto.
Pretty good chance to a backdoor pick at first. Pretty big lead over there at first. First base sneaking behind him.
Wouldn't you know, he starts him off with a slow breaking ball.
Yeah, put a breaking ball just up a little bit.
Yep. Great pitch by Mitchell. Had him turned inside out.
That's what I'm looking right there. For the last couple of hitters, you know, he's throwing a lot of breaking balls, and he still looked pretty bad on that breaking ball right there to where I think I may spread out and look for it and just go the other way.
Oliberto has played at every level within the Yankees minor league ladder except AAA ball. Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, the Rail Riders. chasing. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Intimidators want to see if Andrew Mitchell can work his way out of this jam. Huge hold in left center field.
We're planning to go the other way big time.
Doesn't matter, he strikes out the side, leaves the bases loaded. The RiverDogs miss a golden opportunity. They trail it after 6, 5-3 here in Charleston. Back with more of the minor league game of the week here on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, where Kannapolis leads the RiverDogs 5-3. Dick Gabriel, Ray King. And let's go back downstairs to Lauren Gardner. Lauren.
Well, I've been all over the stadium, and now I'm in the K-Town dugout with the guy who made his professional baseball debut this evening, and Brett Austin. Brett, not a bad way to start things off with a 2 RBI double in your first hit in all of professional baseball.
Yeah, I mean, I was very pleased with it. You know, I'm not going to lie, I had a little pregame jitters going into this, but, you know, it was good to get the first one out of the way.
It was just 2 weeks ago that you received the phone call that you were drafted by the White Sox in the 4th round. What has this journey been like over the past 2 weeks?
It's been fun. Actually, I went out to Arizona for a week or so and got to know the guys and meet some of the coaches, and now they sit me here. So, I mean, I'm happy with it.
And how have things been behind the plate? As I understand, you flew in yesterday into Charlotte and then drove down today, so you really haven't had much time to get familiar with these pitchers.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of hard going into it and getting to know these guys and their stuff and what they have, but you got to just roll with it.
And how about the camaraderie here already starting? He's getting hassled right now by his teammates. You're doing really well, great under pressure. Thank you so much, Brett, and congratulations.
Thank you.
You can never get a dugout interview without being hassled down here. I'm telling you what, guys.
Well, you got to tell him, you know, but because of him, we're here because of him. He getting called up brought us.
Lauren's already had to deal with Gatorade showers and shaving cream pies and things like that, so I guess she's fortunate they left her alone with that interview with Austin. But the game's not over yet, but thanks, Lauren. Now Mieczewski stands in.
Got a new pitcher for the RiverDogs, Giovanni Gallegos.
Gallegos 6'2", 210. Ray mentioned he's from Mexico, drafted in 2011. Actually signed a free agent contract, international free agent deal.
He played for the, Staten Island last year, 2-8 with a 4.27 and 65 innings. Another one of the young kids, 22 years old.
Trying to keep him close. RiverDogs have had their chances tonight, leaving the bases full in the last half inning. Andrew Mitchell worked out of a huge jam for Kannapolis.
Yeah, you look at the box score and it looked pretty good besides the, 2 hits and a walk and then punch out the side.
Hard shot off the bat of Mieczewski. Leadoff man aboard for Kannapolis. RiverDogs have yet to put up a clean half inning defensively.
The breaking bar right there, just left up a little bit and stayed back, kept his hands back, and got it in the hole right there. Like I said, it hadn't been hitting them hard, but just hitting them where they're not.
Leadoff man tripled off the right center field wall, but as Ray said after that, a parade of singles. And now Danny Hayes will try to reach again, which he did back in the 5th inning. Walked, scored a run.
That can go hand in hand with, Austin in his first game up. Them jitters going, you don't know what to expect or anything like that, and get that first one, then get a little easier, but you're having fun with it because it's your first one, and guys are ribbing you. Finally get the first one out of the way, and ready to go now.
I will guarantee you, though, that when he came to the ballpark today, he never thought he'd be interviewed on national television.
No.
After his first base hit.
No, and hopefully his parents or somebody recording it for him, where he'll get it and have it for years to come. Not too many guys say the first is a double with 2 RBIs.
Another wild pitch, this time by Charleston. And again, the catcher had no shot.
That's just another one of them pitches where he tried to go fastball up and just went up too high.
Up and away.
Yeah, I can't say too much. I remember one time I was intentionally walking a guy and I threw it to the backstop on intentional walk.
On purpose or unintentional?
Unintentional.
Wasn't a Bull Durham moment?
Run on third.
You weren't trying to scare him?
No. Need to say it was a wild pitch, so it was an earned run on my part. I was like, you know, hit off the catcher's glove. Let's give it an unearned. And that night, everybody's watching the game.
Hayes struck out in the first inning. Fly ball to right, back in the third. And we've talked an awful lot about Charleston tonight. Kannapolis has been with the White Sox since 2000 for the 6 years prior. A Phillies franchise. They moved up, though, from Spartanburg, South Carolina, up to Kannapolis, North Carolina. They called them the Piedmont Phillies for the '95 season.
They're Boll Weevils, wasn't it?
Boll Weevils for a while, that's right. Kept that mascot until 2000 when they moved to Kannapolis. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. became, or Dale Earnhardt Sr. became one of the co-owners. A rifle shot to right. They're going to hold the runner. Now they're at the corners with nobody out.
But they've just been a good part of hitting tonight. You know, not trying to do too much. Pitches up and away, and he goes away with it. To where, you know, make the hitting coach Sasha look really good tonight.
Some of the guys who have come through the Kannapolis chain include Jimmy Rollins, Dave Coggin of the Phillies, Gordon Beckham of the White Sox. Marlon Byrd was a Boll Weevil.
Jimmy Rollins just broke Mike Schmidt's all-time hit record with the
Mike
Phillies.
Schmidt was there.
Yeah, it was awesome. I've seen his interview saying he saw Mike coming down the line. Yep. Almost brought a tear to his eye.
You know who else was a Boll Weevil? Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams?
Minor league baseball. He was playing NFL football at the time, or actually was at the University of Texas still. Played late '96 and '97. While he was still a Longhorn. All these minor league clubs have stories to tell.
Let's see what the Padres took quarterback Manziel.
Johnny Manziel. Don't think he'll be wearing a Padres uniform.
No, I think he's battling in Cleveland.
Jacob Morris singled his last 2 times up, scored in the 5th, drove in a run in the 3rd.
First and 3rd here with nobody out. They're trying to add to lead right here in the 7th inning.
RiverDogs have been able to hang close. Morris attended Arkansas. Lives in Flower Mound, Texas now. Drafted last year in the 24th round. Had a huge game over at Hickory last month. 4 doubles. Set a new franchise record for doubles in one game. That's going to find the gap and score a run.
It's another one of them, not trying to do too much and just put the ball in play and fall in for RBI single.
Get it off the end of the bat, but got just enough of it.
There it is, pitch away. Just kind of threw his hands out there and blooped it right over the second baseman to the gap between them two and the center fielder. And like I said, scored a run, add to the lead, 6-3 now.
Micheski scores. Hayes holds at second.
And still with nobody out here in the 7th inning.
Yep.
You're also going to add to his highlight reel.
Get cheated. Charlotte native, 6'1", 190. The career he had for the Wolfpack. so close to his hometown of Charlotte. Now begins his career right here in South Carolina.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. We may be on the same flight yesterday. He's coming out of Arizona, and you know, White Sox spring training is like 10 minutes from my house, so we may be on the same flight.
And he's also trying to work his way to your hometown of Chicago.
Yeah,
the White Sox.
Windy City.
And we're in a breezy city tonight. Boy, Austin really knew he had a pitch he could drive right there.
Yeah, and I wish he had it back to swing at it again.
Yep.
As a hitter, you miss them. As a pitcher, you think, okay, he missed that one. I got to get him right here.
That's probably what Gallegos is thinking. On for his second inning.
I remember talking to Rod Crew when he was the hitting coach with the Brewers, and then somebody asked him how you become a good hitter. He said, you don't miss the fastball.
A lot of logic to that.
Two good pitches that he missed him.
Trying to extend it. He's 1 for 2, or 1 and 2, I should say, at the plate. Mentioned Mike Ford's 4 home run game. It only happened 133 times. Clayton Kershaw's no-hitter last night was number 284 in the majors.
4 home runs in the game. You slept well that night.
That's right. And it gets through again. Interesting to see how they score this one. Wild pitch or pass ball.
I'm thinking they got to be a pass ball right there.
I think so. Looked like he might have been crossed up a little bit.
It looked like he was looking for a breaking ball.
You're right.
His glove down on the ground.
You're right.
Looking at the scoreboard, Kansas City Royals up 6-3 at the top of the 7th. This will hit number 11 in a row for the Royals, and first place Kansas City Royals.
How about that?
So, hats off to Ned Yost and the Royals out there in Kansas City.
Austin with a 2-run double his last time up. 2 men in scoring position right now. Ran it in on him. Austin fights it off.
Tough at bat, you know, battling. Yep. Who's going to win this battle right here?
Royals did lose tonight. Royals lost tonight to the Tigers.
You know, the worst part, I'm looking at the, I'm thinking of the Chicago Sox and the Kansas City, and it's our score here.
Yep.
Scoreboard
way out ahead of it, Brett Austin. Big pitch by Gallegos.
Here it is, good breaking ball. Just, you know, pulled the string on him. You know, had fouled it off couple pitches, and tip your hat to the pitcher right there. It was a great pitch right there, and also got to walk back, and you know, Uncle Charlie got him this time.
Won't be the last time, but still an educated at bat by the rookie. Now Carl Tomore, 2 for 3 in the night, couple of singles. Caught looking his last time up. Gallegos finds the edge with a good fastball. They caught him looking last time after a 2-run double, man on second. Kannapolis had put up 2 runs. Last big leaguer with 4 home runs in one game, Josh Hamilton, 2012. Only 16 major leaguers have done that.
Wow.
Another player who did it. We had him right here in front of our cameras a few weeks ago. Javi Baez, a talented shortstop for the Iowa Cubs. Last season did it in the Florida State League for the Daytona Cubs. Tough play for the shortstop, Tyler Wade. Runners hold. Bases loaded again. Although Wade did a great job of keeping the ball in the infield and saved a run.
It's like one of them balls that's, you know, you think it's hit harder and going to his right and trying to reach right there. You know, man, you're walking out to the mound, talk with the pitching coach rather.
Nothing happening right now in the bullpen, so the change does not appear to be enough.
This one right there, you got one out. You're just walking out, just trying to settle them down and, you know, try to get your ground ball right here and get yourself out of it.
There's a run in front of a great crowd, as we mentioned, and Dr. Budig predicted this. More than 6,000 baseball fans here in Charleston. A lot of them waited till the sun went down to roll in, but they're having a great time tonight on a great night for baseball. Here in one of the terrific cities in the South. They've been the RiverDogs, they've been the Royals, they've been the Rainbows. They've been the Seagulls. They've been here for a long, long time. 1896. Christian Stringer with bases loaded, one out. Moved into this ballpark back in 1997. Back then it held only 5,500. They have expanded it since. But they played in the old College Park, which by the time they left it was 84 years old.
I had the pleasure of playing at that ballpark. I remember one time it rained and where the dugout set down, the water just ran off the field into the dugout, so you couldn't even get to the dugouts.
Wow.
That's what I say. I walk in here today and see this ballpark. It's like the Taj Mahal.
One ball, one strike to Stringer.
I guess you look around the minor league ballparks now. I guess you look around, Paul Tucker got to be probably the oldest ballpark in the league now.
And it's still a great ballpark. A lot of class, a lot of history, a lot of personality. Nice pitch, runs it in on him. Stringer's had a hard time catching up to his fastball.
Yeah,
RiverDogs, go ahead.
1-2 right here. Let's see if they come back with fastball and try to break off the breaking ball.
RiverDogs are in their 10th year as an affiliate of the Yankees. Actually joined up back in 2004. I think I said 1896, actually 1886.
1886? Don't cheat them 10 years.
I won't. Well, it would be disrespectful to the 32 people who watched the game.
32?
32. Don't ask for names.
1886.
One ball, two strikes to Christian Stringer. Bases full of Intimidators. Off the fists.
That's in trouble.
Andahar gets one and another run scores.
The hitter, you want to get that base hit, but you know, add on that lead here in the 7th inning. Get the RBI.
Hayes comes in. Morris safe at third. Thomore erased at second. Second RBI of the night for Stringer. There you see Hayes coming in. He had reached on a base hit. Now the number 9 hitter, Tyler Williams, and he is 0 for 3. Raymond King, all strikeouts.
You don't want to get the 4th when you don't have that golden sombrero. That's when you go home and you don't sleep well.
That's right.
Scared to come in the ballpark next day, your name may not be in the lineup.
But tomorrow is another day, they once said in a very famous movie. It's not a movie about baseball, though, but it should have been. Oh my goodness, we have another concession offering brought to us.
This is the Carolina carrot dough. Herb of honey and roasted. And that's the carrots right here?
Is it? I think it is. Yep.
Look like we got, you know, for the Carolina carrot dough.
All right.
So herb and honey roasted carrots, served a bun with drizzle sriracha honey and cilantro cabbage slaw.
I don't know how they do it. They keep coming up with new ways to put stuff on hot dogs, or things that look like hot dogs. All right, we'll try it. We'll check it out. Usually Lauren's the one checking out the concessions, but she's busy with a man on a treadmill and a guy selling beer and a rookie making his debut.
Maybe after games
and an
like,
overflow crowd.
Yeah, if you guys want to go eat, we're like, no, we're full.
That's right. We appreciate you filling in for Doug Flynn tonight, who is hosting his children's charity golf tournament up in Lexington, one of the co-chairs, along with his good friend Johnny Bench. We go to our deep and talented bench, and we have Mr. Raymond King, longtime Major League pitcher. You filled in on a good night, my man.
Oh,
You're
great.
eating well tonight.
Great ballpark, great food, good game so far. Can't ask for a better night.
Not a good game for Tyler Williams. He's trying to turn things around at the plate.
I think Tyler just wanted to put it in play right here.
Yep. Designated hitter batting in the 9-hole out of Pima County Community College in Arizona. Lives in Paradise Valley. Is he one of your neighbors?
Yeah, actually, like I said, this is Ken Williams' son. He used to be the GM with the Chicago White Sox.
Yep.
And Paradise Valley, where my son went to junior college at, so spent a lot of time over there.
You know, he has struggled here tonight, obviously, but had a great game earlier this year against Greenville when he reached base in all 4 plate appearances. Staying alive, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's like even some of these minor league parks. You get the super fans that paying attention and everything. So somebody in the stands know he already got 3. Probably ready to yell now if you get the 4th one.
Split time last year between Kannapolis and Great Falls in the Advanced Rookie League. 2-2 again. On the run is Oliberto. In the bullpen makes the grab for out number 3. But Kannapolis does more damage. 2 more runs for the Intimidators. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Home team's got a lot of work to do. Down 7-3 here in Charleston on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, where Kannapolis leads the RiverDogs 7-3. Dick Gabriel, Ray King back downstairs to Lauren Gardner with Sean Houston working away on the treadmill, the play-by-play man for the home team, the RiverDogs. Lauren.
Well, guys, I would say that you're the hardest working men in all of broadcasting, but I think Sean Houston has definitely taken the cake here, and he passed his duties off over here to Josh with K-Town, a little bit of tag team. How are you feeling right now?
I'm pretty tired. My legs are very, very tired. My knees actually hurt more than anything else.
Really? Were you anticipating that, and what did you do to train?
I did nothing to train other than just be the awesome athlete that I am. But, yeah, I mean, there's not really much you can do to train for this. But, I don't know, I think it's been okay. I feel all right. We're in the 7th inning, so we can see the finish line from here.
You don't sound short of breath. Let's take a look at your distance. It's a little over 3.5 miles. Looks like your time's at 1 hour, 59 minutes. And you know what? I want to set the record straight. I think I said earlier that you'd only gone a little over half a mile, but you had accidentally reset the treadmill.
Yeah, I think it's actually right about 4, because I reset it accidentally. I hit stop instead of pause, and it reset.
Oh, come on, Sean. Like, don't you know how that works at the gym? You're running around, and then you have a good stride going, and then you hit stop on it, and it just ruins your whole workout.
It was very tough. I was a little distraught. I was off my game for a half inning, but I've rebounded, and now I feel good. We just got the 2-hour mark, so I feel good.
This is hardcore. So do you have like a corner guy like in boxing that's giving you water and stuff?
A couple of our front office guys have helped me. Like, I've seen them come by out get their attention and toss them my water bottle, and they've gone and filled it up for me. I'm going to try and go the rest of the game, though, without having to go use the restroom. That's what I'm worried about.
Now that itself is the challenge, Sean. Great job here tonight. Thank you so much for helping us out and for giving these guys the booth.
Of course. Hopefully they're enjoying it.
I think they are. They said it's spacious and breezy.
And just as Lauren tosses back to us, Michael O'Neill delivers the big fly down the left field line, home run for the home team. It's something for RiverDogs fans to cheer about. It's a 7-4 game.
I was talking to the manager earlier. Don't see too many fly balls, but that was a no-brainer right there. You know, they've got above the jet stream right there.
But leave it to Lauren to provide a pep talk for Sean Houston, who is on the treadmill, and as she said, made our booth available, made his booth available to us. Now,
I got to go back.
With Tyler Wade at the plate, you got to make a correction.
I got to go back. I looked at the wrong one. We're in the 7th inning. We're looking for this hot dog. It's called the Home Wrecker, which is a pound all-beef hot dog topped with coleslaw, pimento cheese, pickle okra, and bacon. And I think we just got delivered a beer milkshake.
Wow, we're going to try that. We got the good end of the deal.
Yeah, we did. That's what I was saying earlier. We tell Lauren after game if she wanted to go eat. We already ate.
I'm still curious about the Carolina hot dog. Yeah, they brought in the Guinness beer shake. Guinness paired with vanilla ice cream topped with caramel sauce. Never thought I'd see the day.
No.
I guess we have to wait until the game's over.
I think so. Yeah, we're in the 7th inning after you got a treadmill. We're on the home stretch right now.
That's right. Have to keep our wits about us.
And they brought the beer milkshake with us. They also brought us the original RiverDog beer. That's according to the Palmetto Brewery official drink description. The original is light and balanced beer without dark roots or bitterness.
A little bitterness now by Kannapolis because Tyler Wade reaches first. We talked a lot about the great people here in Charleston, the rivers, the bay, everything. The marshlands behind us.
They call that the wetlands.
The wetlands, yep.
Oh, you know, don't call it the swamplands,
that's
the
right.
wetlands.
Not a swamp. Miguel Andahar stands in 1 for 3 tonight. But the locals like to say that this is where the Ashley and the Cooper Rivers come together and form the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay.
You got to like that kind of confidence. Runner goes. That's a straight steal as Wade was going all the way in a 59-foot breaking pitch. Boston had no chance.
Yeah, fortunate enough he was still in on that. If you saw it, he probably went to third on it. Pretty big backdrop here once we get past the catcher. At least probably 30, 40 feet to either side.
Well, Andahar now with the opportunity to try to pull his team back within a couple of runs. Kannapolis jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Charleston answered with a run. 2 more by Kannapolis, 2 more by Charleston. Now a 7-4 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th. Got the edge on him.
A little generous right there. I thought the ball was a little off, but you know, I guess I'm probably saying the same thing. 7th inning, anything close, I'm calling it. Yeah, I was working with a 2-man crew here tonight.
You see that in the Sally League.
Home plate umpire Brad Polk, and in the field, Randy Rosenberg.
Runs it in on him and gets him to swing and miss.
Pretty sure a lot of driving for them guys. I'm pretty sure they don't fly in this league. So
Nope.
really got to love your partner.
It is a
Spend
bus
lot of times
league
with them.
if you're a player, and it's a put everything you have in the car if you're an umpire.
That's what I try to tell a lot of umpires. You know, them guys are on the road all the time. You know, like if you're a player, you know, you got a home city, you kind of get close to home. An umpire, you're on the road every day.
Throwing error by Austin. Down the right field line. Here comes Tyler Wade. Now they're going to hold him now and hung up between bases is Andahar, and he makes a base back safely to second.
I think the coach down there kind of like second guessing himself right there. That ball down the line, I think he could have scored right there. He could have got some third, but yeah, I guess he didn't want to make that chance. And second and third down by 3 runs with nobody out.
So now runners at second and third. Ramon Nunez. Now a mound visit for Kannapolis. Another strikeout, but another runner reaches. That's the second this inning. There you see Mitchell, who could be the owner, if things go right for him, of the elusive 5 strikeout inning. I've seen a 4. Have you ever seen a 5?
I've never seen a 5.
I haven't either.
Yeah, base it right here. We got a brand new ball game.
Nunez will try to be the author of that optimism. He's got a single, struck out his last time up, bounced out to short.
It looked like infield's playing back, may concede the run for the out right here.
A few minutes ago, Austin celebrating his first base hit, his first runs batted in. But defensively, this inning's been a nightmare for him. That's the ups and downs of baseball, but he knew that coming in.
You never know what's going to happen next.
Good pitch again on the outside edge.
Kind of like to say, first time catching a lot of these guys, just getting off the plane here yesterday, coming in, catching guys you never seen. Sometimes guys have too good of a stuff and running, or don't know to break on some of the breaking balls. So learning curve for them. So we'll let this one go and get back at it tomorrow.
A lot of baseball left tonight, though. RiverDogs trying, Ray said, to cut into this deficit. Action in the Kannapolis bullpen. A right-hander loosening up. It's Matt Abramson. And it gets through Austin again. Here comes Wade, play at the plate. Another run for Charleston.
Pitcher a little upset right there. He thought he may got him out at the plate. We'll see the replay right here, but pitcher looked a little upset right there. Here it is right here. That fastball just ate him up. He got in there.
Safe. Tag was high.
Yep. Yeah, tagging away up on the hip.
So on the wild pitch, Wade scores. Andahar moves up to third. And it's a 3-1 count to Nunez, who may get something to hit right here.
You look for a fastball, anything up, he's going to be swinging.
And he did. Got the pitch he wanted up in the strike zone.
Got in the gap for 2.
Nunez, a stand-up double. And here come the RiverDogs again. 7-5.
Look like Pete Rose Jr. coming out, going to be it for him tonight. Bringing in a right-hand reliever. Here's the pitch right here, just a fastball, like I said. Looked for something up, and he got it up and drove it in the gap. That triangle between the shortstop, left field, and center fielder, no man's land. Got it all the way to the wall for a double, scores that run.
Tough luck inning for Mitchell. A pair of strikeouts, does not get credit for an out on either. He's given up 3 runs, including a homer. And it's a 7-5 game. New pitcher on the way. We'll take a break. We'll come back and tell you all about him. Kannapolis still with a 2-run lead here in Charleston. Minor league game of the week on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, where the scoreboard here in the ballpark is caught up with our guys in the truck, it is 7-6. A 3-run 7th inning. The scoreboard that keeps the inning-by-inning score is out here in the stadium. The video scoreboard is working extremely well. They've had a lot of fun with it tonight. And as we say that, we'll tell you about Matt Abramson, 6'2", 190. Chosen in the 29th round last year. Spent last season with Great Falls. Got a couple of saves on the season. And right now he is trying to stamp out this fire ignited by the RiverDogs, who have taken advantage of a lot of mistakes here by the Intimidators. Errors, wild pitches, drop third strikes, and a fat 3-1 pitch to Ramon Nunez. Dustin Fowler will try to keep it going. A pair of doubles to his credit tonight.
If anything could happen that inning. You know, strikeouts, pass balls, doubles, runs scored. Get the crowd back into it.
12 base hits for Kannapolis. Right side of the infield. Foul ground, Hayes. Important out for Kannapolis.
That's a huge out right there. Runner. He's talking about the 5 strikeout inning. You know, could still happen though.
That's true. You'd have to see another drop third strike.
Yeah.
But we've seen 2 this inning. Eduardo De Leo drew a walk last time up, sac fly. Back in the 4th inning, drove in a run. RiverDogs have never led. Kannapolis has not been able to put him away, and he was trying to give his team a lead right there.
He was. He was trying to make it 8-6 right there. Guess what happened right there? You know, you get a fastball, you don't get caught cheating right there. You just open and wailing.
Good stop by Austin.
Tell you what, he got his blocking in tonight.
A lot of really good alumni have come through this town, this ball club. B.J. Upton, Carl Crawford, Delman Young. Mentioned Josh Hamilton with his 4 home runs. He played here.
So it used to be Tampa Bay, used to be here? Yeah, because that's all them guys were Tampa Bay Rays product.
Not going to let him dig in.
We're watching all them kids, the ones you just mentioned. A lot of them played on the same team at the same time coming up.
Yep. Mentioned they were the Rainbows at one point. Sandy Alomar Jr. and Roberto Alomar played for the Rainbows. That'll find the seats. That was back when San Diego was the parent club.
What was Sandy Alomar?
And at one point, the Royals were affiliated with the RiverDogs. They sent up Fernando Tatis and David Cohn.
Okay. I guess they've been here since 1886. A lot of guys.
A lot of guys have come through. You know who also played here when the team was affiliated with the Pirates? John Candelaria.
John Candelaria. Candyman.
Yep. Off the glove of Mayacheski. Nunez will stop at third. Another base hit for the RiverDogs. Tying run 90 feet away.
There it is, 1st and 3rd, down by 1 run, 1 out. For been a productive inning for him. Now just got to get that run across.
Brandon Thomas, designated hitter. Hit by a pitch his last time up. Looking at 1 out, runners at 1st and 3rd. Thomas, an Atlanta native, drafted in the 8th round last year. Another guy who spent last season in Staten Island. Pair of fly balls before he was hit by a pitch.
Good cut right there, just missed it. So in a situation like this, first and third as a hitter, you just, trying to put some in the outfield somewhere. Don't want to hit into a double play right there.
The 0-1. Boy, Kannapolis just had command of this game, didn't it? And things just began to turn, really, back in the 5th inning for the RiverDogs.
Just goes to show, you get a big league, and down here, a lot of young guys and young situations to where they're just, one error here, base hit here, and you're right back in the ball game. As we see in this inning right here, a couple of hits, batsmen, and walks, and then just, single, score some runs.
RiverDogs have to be kicking themselves still after leaving the bases loaded in the 6th inning. I look down, I see our man on the treadmill, Sean Houston, and this has been one of those games with a lot of foul balls, a lot of extended at-bats, a lot of base runners. It's just been a longer game, and he's got to be a little rubber-legged by now.
Yeah, he don't like this inning. You kind of probably want to, like a Clayton Kershaw, 107 pitches, game over, no hitter. Keep him under 6 miles.
How long did the game last? Well, 3.5 hours or 7 miles, whichever you prefer.
And for him to go 7 miles at that pace, that's a long time.
It's a great opportunity for him to promote one of his sponsors, Play It Again Sports, on the treadmill.
Play It Again is big. We had that out in Arizona.
Good idea.
Especially now when your kid's getting older, so you need a bigger bat. Just trade it in, trade it up.
Or your kid decides to play a different sport.
Yeah.
And you got all this equipment. What do I do with it? Another throwing error and another run scores. It's a tie game. And they go ahead run at second base now. Kannapolis is falling apart.
That's one situation right there. You got a 2-2 count on the hitter, 1 out, first and third. I don't think it's going anywhere right there. You throw it away. You tie the ball game up and then put the winning run on second base right there. Try to get the hitter out right there.
So now Brandon Thomas can put his team ahead. Thomas, an 8th round draft pick, as we said last year. Three times he's had a 3-hit ball game this year.
Guess you're talking about the radio guy. He kind of like long inning, but it's his hometown team, so he don't mind it.
Another batter hit. Another runner for Charleston. Now runners at first and second. 1 out.
A lot of hits batsmen tonight.
Suke Kato struck out his last time up on a check swing that he didn't even know about. In fact, he wouldn't surrender the batter's box for a while.
And on a check swing, he didn't think he'd win. He still got his head down, and umpire rung him up. All was surprised at him.
He had his head down when the base umpire made his decision. When he looked up, he had no idea it had been called out on strike.
Yeah.
Tied at 7 here in the 7th inning. Go ahead run at second. Kato, a 2nd round pick out of UCLA. Couldn't hold up again.
Been a check swing night for him.
Attended Rancho Bernardo High School in California, nicknamed the Factory in baseball circles. Back in the last game of the first half, a couple of run-scoring singles up in Lexington. That's where Charleston took 3 out of 4 in a series. It really needed things to go well to start the second half of the season off on the right foot. Breaking ball just misses away.
That's a good pitch right there. The pitcher's won that call right there. But here it is. Looked like a pretty good pitch. Maybe that call came back from him arguing with him at the plate. You know, you don't argue with the umpire.
Not successfully anyway.
No, you don't win that battle too many times.
Gateau last year batted .310. That was the top batting average for all the Yankee minor leaguers.
Wow.
Trying to get comfortable tonight. He does have the 1 base hit. This time he runs it in on him. Count still full. Hitting coach for Charleston is Edouard Gonzalez. Played here in 2005. 10 homers that year. What a pitch.
What a great pitch. Fastball in on the hands. I think he was looking for something else and got in on him too quick right there for a strikeout.
Big strikeout by Matt Abramson. 2 down.
Yeah, here it is. You know, yeah, just got in on him. Couldn't pull his hands inside. Big out for him right there.
Now Mike Sanoliberto struck out his last time up, hit by a pitch in the 5th inning. Came around to score. Austin rescues. Abramson out of the University of Tampa. Had a scoreless inning in the All-Star game on Tuesday night.
Yeah, you get in the seats on this one, foul ball.
Abramson with a couple of strikeouts in the All-Star game. That would feel pretty good.
Yeah, baffles you. You know, go to the ballpark and that foul ball, people sitting all around and always find a way to hit a seat or something.
Well, they're diving out of the
yeah.
way.
Anytime you get a chance to go to All-Star game, you get in the pitch and you get 2 strikeouts in the end, and you really feel good. You know, first getting selected to go, and then having a good inning like that, just confidence booster.
Off-speed pitch.
I had a chance to make 2 All-Stars in the minor leagues, and both times I got called up, so I never got a chance to go play.
Kind of had to take the better with the bitter, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. It's like I kind of want to go, but you got a chance to get to the next level. You want to go to that next level, especially when I went from AA to the big leagues. I mean to AAA.
Another good breaking pitch by Matt Abramson. Takes Kannapolis out of the inning, but a lot of mistakes by the Intimidators, and the RiverDogs take advantage. We are tied at 7 going to the 8th. Back and more of the minor league baseball game of the week on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, South Carolina, Dick Gabriel, Ray King, Lauren Gardner, and that's the way things have gone today. Jacob Morris with a big night for Kannapolis. So is the rookie Brett Austin offensively. Defensively, he's had his problems. Mike O'Neill with a big night, had the big fly. Dustin Fowler, 2 doubles. And you see some crooked numbers late in the game. That's why it's tied at 7. It's a good one here by the water.
Hey, look at it. You look at it, 14 runs, over 20-something hits in this ball game. They're going in the 8th inning, and we got a tie ball game to where, it's a new game. I got a new pitcher on for the RiverDogs.
That is Evan Rutschke, 6'5", 215, out of Windsor, Ontario. Drafted in the 16th round back in 2010. In fact, pitched for these RiverDogs last year.
It looked like it's been perfect. You know, got 6 innings, 0 runs he's given up. So this guy they want in 8th inning. Hopefully he can throw up a 0 right here and get back in and hopefully score some runs.
3rd consecutive season with the RiverDogs. Opponents 2 for their last 22 against this young man, including 0 for 7 against lefties.
That's getting it done. You get 0 for 7 against lefties.
Pitched on Saturday up in Lexington, went a couple of innings, scoreless, struck out 4. In the series win over the Legends.
Yeah, I don't care where you're playing at. When you get 6, 7 innings as a reliever, that's going to be a good year. Because usually you give that 1 run early, you're struggling, but you get back 6, 7, 8 runs under your belt without giving up a run, it's going to be a pretty good season for you.
Led the RiverDogs last year with 10 victories, pitched 118 innings. Had 102 strikeouts, 2nd on the team.
Come back this as a reliever.
Oh my goodness. Hunter Jones trying to bunt his way on, takes one right in the noggin. The question is, where was he on the baseline? He was on the inside, he's out. Looks like he's going to get the base.
Looked like he's way on the grass from that angle.
If it hits him on the grass, he should be out.
Yeah, he should be out right here. He's on the grass. Yeah,
well inside the baseline.
I guess the big difference right there in the major league now with instant replay, they would have, you know, instant replayed that one and he'd been called out.
It seems like an easy call for the plate umpire.
I guess they did.
Now they did call him out. So Jones with a good bunt, lots of speed, but 1 out. I think the official ruling there is interference. Take another look at it. That's a good angle right there.
Yeah, he's way on the grass.
I don't know that
it's almost to second base.
I don't know if he meant to hit him in the head, but it had a happy ending for the Charleston RiverDogs. Not a bad thought by Jones to bunt his way on, get that leadoff man aboard.
As a catcher, maybe seen it. Here's the target practice.
Rondon had a base hit taken away from him his last time up by Miguel Andujar at 3rd base.
That was a good play, good strong throw across the diamond.
And across his body. Came up throwing. Rondon 1 for 4 tonight. Got a few people who have left the ballpark, but not many. This is a good ball game.
I think Thursday ends about the 6th or 7th inning. So
that could explain a little bit.
Take a few people out.
Yeah. You were saying that you were such a fast worker that when you pitched on Thursday, you weren't very popular.
No, I wasn't popular. In Macon in '96, I get Thursday. I was pretty quick, 6 inning, you know. It's 1 hour and 10, 1 hour and 15. I got booed for being taken out. We worked too fast.
Did you know why they were booing?
No, I didn't know why. And then the next thing you know, it's Thursday, and you know, maybe the team didn't want me to pitch either. You know, even just $1, they didn't make much money. Kegs are still heavy, being put back in refrigerators.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
When did the San Diego Chicken still tour the minor league ballparks?
I haven't seen him lately.
Right, another guy was Myron Noodleman. Guy used to be in this gray, like Pee Wee Herman looking suit.
Hit him again. you heard people downstairs saying, hit him. Well, the first chicken was Ted Giannoulis.
Yeah?
A long time ago. And it just caught on. Wasn't it amazing?
Oh.
Now Trey Miacheski led off the 7th with a single, came around to score. Drove in a run with a ground ball back in the 1st inning. Kannapolis scored single runs each of the first 3.
I remember playing double A ball and going out in Birmingham. They used to have a giveaway car night, and it's like it's a new car to you, and someone winning making around the track. So if you want, you push, pull, or tow it home. Just some of the gimmicks they have in the minor leagues. Just get people out.
They're so great. Rutschke, a 16th round selection back in 2010. Trying to work the first perfect inning of the night for the Charleston RiverDogs here in the 8th inning. Intimidators have had at least one man on in every frame. And they will in this one as well.
I think just jinx him on that one.
Second base hit of the night from Mieczewski.
Here's the pitch right here, just up in the zone and, not trying to do too much again. Just, solid swing, get it in the grass and outfield for a base hit.
Mieczewski, the Sally League Player of the Week 2 weeks ago. RiverDogs Dustin Fowler wins it this past week. Now Danny Hayes looking for his second base hit. He has scored a pair of runs, including one back in the 7th. At Kannapolis, it looked like they're taking a comfortable lead. No such thing tonight.
I know, they jumped out, 3 or 4 run lead, added on to it, 7-4 at one point, and RiverDogs battled back, came back and tied it up, and here we are in the 8th inning, tie ball game. And that's a game in the bullpens. What bullpen can hold the longest?
Yep. Rutschke 6'5", 213 pounds. Played on the Canadian junior national team back in '09. Drafted out of St. Joseph's Catholic High School in Windsor. Right across the river from Detroit. Two-one pitch. Nice pick by Eduardo De Leo. Wind still blowing in, and we're told it almost always blows in here at the Joe off the water.
Just a great ballpark. You got the breeze going, nice backdrop.
Got the palmetto trees.
Been a lot of hits batters.
Parade of hit batters tonight. Yep.
That's the first game of a 4-game set.
Could get a little chippy, is what you're saying, later in the week.
Just looked like a fastball just got away from him, up and in, hit him right on the shoulder. Doesn't feel good, but you got 2 strikes, better than a strikeout.
Absolutely. Now Jacob Morris. Showed you the graphic earlier. He's had a big night. 3 base hits, a couple of runs batted in, solo base. Morris, a Dallas, Texas native. 6'3", 215, 24th round pick last year. Spent last season in Great Falls.
Great Falls, Montana. I played in Billings, Montana in that Pioneer League. Great Falls used to be the Dodgers back then.
Back in the day.
Back in the day, I guess I'm old now. So
back in the day covers everything. That's what's great about back in the day. It could be last week.
Yeah, looking at this roster, all these kids are 92, 93, 94, to where it's like, I just turned 40 in January, and you're just making me look old.
I got shoes older than you are.
You know, even now I see kids, oh, I used to play with you on Xbox and Nintendo. It's like, man, I'm not that old yet.
Morris trying to break a 7-7 tie. Icheski is away to his lead at second. Hayes at first. Foul ball.
Game of inches.
Not by much. You heard the crowd react as though it was wounded. So Morris back to the plate. He thought he had untied this game in a hurry. He's seeing the ball tonight, Coach.
Oh, yeah, he's seen it well. And this is one guy, like I said, he's come back player of the week to where, like I said earlier, that ball just looked like a big beach ball to where seeing it well. If you can get on there, you gotta let it rip, swing the bat, stay hot.
Former Arkansas Razorback. Got him to chase. Kannapolis threatens in a big way, but the RiverDogs wriggle off the hook. 2 left on base. We'll go to bottom of the 8th, tied at 7. It's the minor league game of the week here on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, South Carolina, Dick Gabriel, Ray King, Lauren Gardner, where the RiverDogs in the last half inning came all the way back to tie it up. Michael O'Neill led off the inning with a blast over the left field wall. Then the mistakes began to happen for Kannapolis. Tyler Wade scores on a wild pitch, and then Miguel Andahar comes around on a double by Ramon Nunez. And another mistake by Kannapolis brings another run home. And 4 runs later, it's tied at 7 here at the Joe. Kannapolis threatening in the top of the 8th, but stranding 2 runners. And now the RiverDogs go right back to work, and it's the top of the order, wouldn't you know it. Michael O'Neill against that young man, Matt Abramson, who closed out the 7th in an impressive way. He did hit a man, but he struck out the last 2 batters he faced. So the RiverDogs will try to scare up some more momentum.
Yeah, here it is, the bottom of the 8th inning right here. The momentum going their way after scoring in the bottom half of the inning to where everything's on their side right now.
Matt Abramson struck out Cato and Oliberto with the go-ahead run on second in the 7th inning. He may have just done it again. Look up, goodbye.
There you go, just goes to show, he's, hit a home run last at bat, feeling good about himself, got to pitch up and wham again.
Michael O'Neill, for the 2nd time in as many innings, has led off the inning with a home run, and this time he gives his team its first lead of the night. Tyler Wade steps up.
Hey, who would have thunk that? And here's the pitch. It looked like a fastball, just got elevated a little bit. Up in the zone, and yeah, he knew it when he hit it.
Everybody knew it when he hit it.
Yeah, as a pitcher right there, you don't want to look at it, and then you see the guy hopping to where you get another ball, sir.
O'Neill, the former Michigan Wolverine, drafted in the 3rd round last year out of Ann Arbor. Right now, Abramson looks nothing like the man who closed out the 7th.
He sent out that tweet for me. I got a lot of family even just tweeting me right there saying to watch the game back in Ripley, Tennessee. My family, DeJuan Maben, say hello to him. So I get a lot of people watching CBS Sports Networks tonight.
Spread the word, tell them. Spread the word.
First professional multi-home run game. There's been a lot of firsts tonight. Got to feel good for him,
Especially given the fact that it was All part of a huge comeback so far by the RiverDogs, but as our producer reminds us, it ain't over yet.
Yeah, it's not over to that last out.
Speaking of producers, we got to send a shout out to our main producer, AJ Godinez, who was injured rather badly, quite frankly, in a slow pitch softball game.
Would you call that the DL?
He's on the DL, but we have a deep and talented bench. John filling in admirably for us.
I can imagine, what do you say, 6 broken ribs?
6 broken ribs and a bruised lung. But AJ, you would be proud of John Jagu. He has done a great job in your absence, but we do miss you. Great jump by the runner Wade.
They stole that on the pitcher.
Absolutely.
Catcher had no chance.
Forgot about it.
What kind of catcher got the ball? He's already in his slide almost.
But you consider that a mental error by the pitcher?
Yeah, I think it is. I think giving up that home run right there and then, walking the guy a little frustrated. He's trying to focus more on home, not thinking about the runner, and he got an amazing jump right there.
So 2-0 count now to Andahar. Came around and scored after he struck out in the last inning. Dropped third strike. Makes it to first. Finds his way to third on a wild pitch. Came around on a double by Nunez. One of 2 players to strike out and yet score in that inning. Abramson has really lost it.
Yeah, it is. He just gave up a home run and back-to-back walks.
It looks so sharp. Finishing up the 7th.
Got a lefty warming up in the bullpen. So I think this could be his last hitter.
It is Nunez, and they are buying time for the left-handed reliever. Trying to get a look at his number. Intimidators don't have them on the front of their jerseys.
Got to get Lauren to a sprint on the other side and get the number for us.
Dylan Chavez, we got his number finally. He's from Sacramento, where we will be next week. Nunez with a big chance here to add to the lead.
Hey, to piggyback you guys, I got family in Sacramento.
You're everywhere. Well, you played everywhere.
Area code.
You played everywhere. You've got family everywhere. You should run for office.
There he is. Be like, Charles Barkley run for governor. Got a nice ballpark up there. New ballpark there. Already see the Sacramento Bees. I played there when it was a city park there. I think I heard now a real nice stadium.
Another one of the great minor league nicknames.
Yeah.
We had 2 really good ones here tonight.
It felt like what the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
Yes, sir. We had them in front of us.
Got a pitching coach out there making a visit.
He's sprinting to the mound.
I think this maybe give him more time to talk to him a little longer.
Yeah, that's Jose Batista, the longtime major leaguer. Yeah, it looks like his mechanics have abandoned him.
Yeah, it's looked like he's just pulling off everything, fighting itself. I guess when you say throwing against your body, it's sort of been fluid, picking out, coming straight toward the catchers, landing a little bit to the side, and just missing off everything. First hitter hit a home run on you, kind of shake you up a little bit.
Walked the next 2 men badly. This is after he finished the 7th with back-to-back strikeouts.
You got a 2-1 count on here, so this guy's probably looking for a fastball, somebody can drive.
One thing we haven't pointed out. 2-1 pitch. There's a strike. Michael O'Neill with a big night. His uncle is Paul O'Neill.
Wow. Big Yankee there.
Two-two to Nunez. Jacob Morris will have a play on the ball. Tagging is Tyler Wade.
Wow. Whoa.
How about that hustle?
I thought when throw thing came across, he was going to be out by a long shot, but slid to the inner part of third base. Didn't think it was that deep. Here's the play right here. You see him come to the side, to the home base side, if you're looking right there. Look at the manager getting down, telling him to get down.
It always tickles me when the
manager
whoever's coaching third base gets down on the ground, making a point.
Yeah.
So they trade an out for a base.
I'm surprised the guy on first base, I guess, not a lot of speed, and try to, go tag double up on that one.
Runners at the corners, one down for Dustin Fowler. Popped out and foul ground his last time up. 2 for 4, a pair of doubles. A 1-run RiverDogs lead. Somewhere Bill Murray is smiling.
Oh, yeah.
But he knows it ain't over yet. He's talking to Dave Eccles, the general manager here in Charleston, about the fact that, as we said, he is a hands-on owner but not a meddling owner, is Bill Murray, but also, of course, a huge baseball fan. So Murray goes to baseball games all over the country when he can and comes back with great ideas.
I got a chance to meet him when I was with the Cubs. He was coming to Chicago Wrigley Field quite a bit.
Runner goes. I'll give him the bag.
But still look at him. Just every time you think Bill Murray, you think Caddyshack.
Is that your favorite?
Favorite movie. That's a great movie.
I think I've got to go with Groundhog Day.
Groundhog?
Favorite. It's close, though. Caddyshack, brilliant. I'll have to get Lauren's vote here in a minute. Double play situation is gone now as Fowler swings at one up in his teeth. Lauren tells us closed circuit. She likes Caddyshack as well. Likes the fact that it's a Cinderella story, which it is.
2-1, we win.
Well, congratulations. Pick up a trophy on your way out. Like I said, it's hard to go wrong with Caddyshack.
Yeah, great move. Both of them are great
Especially
movies.
given the backstory and how quickly they had to shoot it and all the ad-libbing Bill Murray did. I'll tell you another underrated Bill Murray movie is Scrooged.
Scrooge? Yeah, pretty good one.
Love that one.
And sometimes you just look at Bill Murray and you start laughing.
That's true. People say that about me too, but for different reasons. Fowler is getting his rips tonight, isn't he?
He is, and he got cheated. Like I said, when you're swinging a hot bat, that ball just looks huge coming in there.
Fowler out of Caldwell, Georgia. 18th round pick out of high school. Batted .241 last year for the Gulf Coast Yankees. 30 games. It is short season time.
Now them June drafts are headed out. There we go again.
Barrel on baseball.
Hot.
2 runs are going to score. Another double at least for Fowler. Big turn. Here he comes. Out.
Yeah, thrown out at third, but
2 runs come in on the 3rd double of the night. And the RiverDogs have taken a 3-run lead. What a night for Dustin Fowler.
That was just a typical left-handed swing. You got the pitch down and in, and the lefty loves it down and in. And they, amazing enough, they was playing him, not the pull right there, and ball got to the wall. Good relay by the Kannapolis team to get him out at third, but too late then. 2 runs already scored. Give him a 3-run lead. Ooh, I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that one either.
I don't think he's too upset right there. A couple doubles, some ribbies.
He's had a huge night. 3 extra base hits.
Kind of like that. It's only second out, so you're not too mad about it. You know, first and third out, then you may question it. But
by the way, a great throw by Jacob Morris.
Oh, great relay.
A great relay by Stringer. And then Mieczewski dropping the tag on him. Eduardo De Leo. Infield single his last time up. Sac fly back in the 4th inning. That RBI put the RiverDogs on the board for the first time, and now they lead it 10-7 here in the Joe.
what a quick turnaround of ball game, you know, 7-3 ball game turned now, so 10-7 ball game.
7 runs in the last 2 innings for the RiverDogs. On the move, Morris. Cannot pull it in, foul ball. He covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, he did. You know, said, get down a little farther, not much room. Ooh, that wasn't too much foul, was it?
De Leo out of the Dominican Republic was a non-drafted free agent signed back in 2010. Yankees saw something in him they liked, obviously. He's been solid behind the plate tonight. And I'm guessing that Hunter Jones' head is still ringing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jones, he is well into the gap in center field. There's a huge hole in left center. They play him straight away in left. Here's the 2-2. And we'll do it again. Well, the crowd that stuck around after Thirsty Thursday festivities were over have been treated to an offensive outburst by the home team.
Yeah, like I said, 7 runs in a couple innings.
Sean Houston still going strong on the treadmill. Oh, we thought that was
almost
right
there.
at us. Yeah, that was going to be us.
The one-handed.
I got faith in you.
Spot him at 8th inning. You know, figure you turn it up a few notches. Get a little incline, about 7.5.
And you're awful easy with somebody else's legs. I'm glad you weren't in the gym this afternoon when I was on the treadmill. You'd have been yelling at me.
Been 2 long innings for him on that treadmill, though. Still going strong, though.
He could have walked to Charlotte by now.
Yeah.
3-2 again.
So I look you at your morning flight in the morning. You might well just stay up. I remember some of the nights in AAA where we had them, you know, 3:30 wake-up calls and, you know, 4 o'clock bus, 5:30 flight, but you still don't get to the next city till about 4 in the evening. Puddle jump on the Southwest across the country.
At least you got a plane.
Yeah,
how about that? He works him for a walk.
Really take the bus and, you know, sleep on the bus.
So what you're telling me is it wasn't all glamour.
No, you first think you hear they fly in AAA, so you think you get there like, oh man, we fly. And like I say, you're getting up at 3:30, 4 o'clock bus, get to the airport, and then say you're going from here to Charlotte, Chicago to Nashville. So you got like 3 or 4 stops. Felt like you was on a bus, you know, city bus, making them stops on each street.
And a new pitcher on the way as Pete Rose Jr. heads to the mound and grabs the baseball. So the bullpen will open the door once again for Kannapolis. We'll tell you all about the new arm when we come back. But right now it's Charleston with a big lead, 10-7 over the Intimidators on the CBS Sports Network. Back in Charleston, South Carolina, Joe Riley Park, where Charleston has jumped up to a 10-7 lead here in the 8th inning, and a new pitcher for Kannapolis. That's Dylan Chavez out of Sacramento, 6'3", 190. Signed as a free agent earlier this year. Played in the Red Sox chain last season.
Yeah, not bad. 3-3 record, 3.24 ERA. Lefty coming in the ball game right here, just trying to minimize the damage. Try to get the last outs and get this team back in dugout, see if they can score in the ninth.
All the momentum shifting, as we mentioned, at the middle of the game on. It was all Kannapolis at first. And RiverDogs kept putting men on, couldn't get them around. That all began to change back in the 5th inning. 2 came in, and 4 in the 7th. 3 here in the 8th. Could have been worse, but they made a nice throw to third and stopped Dustin Fowler after his 3rd double. So now Brandon Thomas, hit by a pitch each of his last 2 times up. He's 0 for 2. A couple of fly balls. Takes a hack before they can hit him and pops it up.
Oh, good slip and fell right there. I don't know what the catcher's doing right there. That's the catcher's ball all the way. Third baseman coming all the way that far.
Well, he might have called him off. Take another look at it.
That ball hits up and catcher never even moved, and just a little damp here, being in the humid weather, grass a little wet, just lost his footing. New life for the hitter.
Thomas will try to make it count. Runner at first. 2 out. Michael O'Neill led off the inning with a home run. Dustin Fowler delivered a 2-run double. Hammered to center field, but Hunter Jones squeezes for out number 3. But a big inning once again for the RiverDogs. They put up 3 and will go to the 9th. Charleston 10, Kannapolis 7. Back with more from the Joe. Coming up, minor league game of the week here on the CBS Sports Network. Charleston with a 10-7 lead here in the 9th inning, trying to nail down the come-from-behind victory. Tomorrow's conversations start tonight. Get the latest word in sports on Leadoff tonight at midnight Eastern, only on CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Dick Gabriel, Raymond King, Lauren Gardner here in Charleston, where things were not looking good for the hometown 9. But suddenly, RiverDogs came alive. Now they've got a 3-run lead and a chance to open up the second half of the schedule, second half season, if you will. But they come from behind victory.
Yeah, it's great, coming off that all-star break, you're down by 3 runs late in the ball game, and you just, scrap, and look like, you go from a 7-3 ball game to a 10-7. 9th inning, you with the lead, 3-run lead. Hopefully 1-2-3 and get out of here with a home victory.
Brett Austin 2 for 3 tonight in his first game as a pro. 2-run double back in the 5th. He will keep that baseball probably forever. But as they pointed out to me before the game, if he indeed got a base hit, they would do that, and then maybe he saves the baseball from his first pro home run, but probably the next one he saves is his first big league hit.
Oh yeah, you finally get to that level, and that first hit, you hopefully as stays in the park. A lot of times it hop over the fence somewhere and never get it back.
Austin trying to find something he can drive, trying to find his way on. And on the other hand, Evan Rutschke trying to close this one out. Now the pitcher of record.
Can't go to a better guy with a 0 ERA. There he did. Check swing. Went around. Out number 1.
Couldn't stop.
See, tonight we had a lot of check swings and a lot of hits batsmen. In pass balls.
A lot of wild pitches. A lot of everything. Home runs.
New league record.
Yeah. It's been an entertaining game, no matter who you're rooting for. A lot of action. I would imagine the managers wouldn't agree with us.
No, that report's going to be long tonight. Another hits batsman.
Well, you know, you wonder at some point what's going on, but each time it's coming at a really bad time.
Yeah. You know, 9th inning, 1 out, 3-run lead. Yeah. Tying runs on deck. You don't want to do that.
So Carl Thomore finds his way on for the 4th time tonight. 3 base hits, plunked. Now Christian Stringer, he's been productive. A pair of runs batted in with a single. Knocked in 1 in the 2nd inning. Get into a force play, drove in a run back in the 7th. That gave Kannapolis what it may have thought was a comfortable 7-3 lead. But the RiverDogs were in the process of putting runners on base. They kept doing it.
You know, starting pitcher glad to spit that hook. Good breaking ball right there.
Taking advantage of the lefty-lefty matchup.
Here it is. You know, start right at his hip and let it break down to the middle. Only thing you can do is be a spectator on that one.
Stringer, a native of Longview, Texas. Made his college ball at Rice. What a great program.
Yeah, I remember the first time I, started looking around the city of Houston, to where you got Texas A&M right there, you got Rice right there, University of Houston right there.
Yep. Houston over, or rather A&M over in College Station. Houston, a big Aggie town. They play great baseball in that area.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing a kid out of Cypress High School there. The kid was like a junior throwing 94, 95.
Wow.
So next year, pretty sure his name be called in the first couple rounds.
Couldn't get him to chase.
Good bend on it. It's the same thing. It was trying to make a better one than what it was. It just, throw the same one he threw a while ago, have him going back to the dugout.
But he's still ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With a 3-run lead.
Just a bit out.
Stringer last year batted .312, the Pioneer League. Great Falls. .220 right now. Back goes Tyler Wade. 2 out. We have seen his speed, his footwork on the base paths. That's going to serve him well defensively. Now Tyler Williams.
Looked like he picked it up on the treadmill.
By the way, that is correct. Sean Houston, who promised he would jog the last half inning.
There he is.
If his team was leading going into the 9th, he is true to his word.
At least at a 2.5, 2.7, maybe even a 3. I think if you get 2 strikes, you pump it up to about a 7 or 8.
Tyler Williams is going to try to make him run a little while longer. Williams avoided the golden sombrero his last time up after 3 straight strikeouts and a fly ball to right. Right now he needs to find his way on any way he can.
I'm pretty sure it's in the back of his head. I already struck out 3 times.
Loose baseball on the field.
And as a reliever, sometimes you're looking at that, you keep up like, I want to get this guy's 4th one.
RiverDog fans on their feet.
Good fastball right there, got in on him. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3-run lead, bottom of the 9th.
Actually a fan downstairs waving pom-poms. I don't think I've ever seen that at a baseball. Another first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And we'll see at least one more. All kinds of offense tonight from both ball clubs. Not the cleanest of games. And the 2-2. Will it reach foul territory? Out of play. Yes, it will. A nice pick by a fan who brought his mitt to the game and then handed the ball to his daughter, gave her a big hug. Good job. But the count holds 2-2 to that man right there, Tyler Williams. Try the 2-2 again. Off his fists. And an easy play for Cateau, and the game is over. The comeback is complete. The RiverDogs open the second half with a 10-7 victory over the Kannapolis Intimidators. South Carolina beats North Carolina. And what a comeback by this ball club.
It's good, come back for him. He scored 7 runs in the last 2 innings. 17 runs, 25 hits on the night. Where the pitching coach is not too happy, but offensive hitting coach is good.
Kannapolis jumped out to the 3-0 lead. Charleston came back with a run in the 4th inning. But Kannapolis with 2 more in the 5th. Charleston answers with 2, but again in the 7th inning, Kannapolis jumps out 7-3, and Charleston was stranding runners, but that 4 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th, and the bullpen finally got it done. And it's a 10-7 victory for the Charleston RiverDogs, and a huge night for Michael O'Neill, a pair of home runs. He is with Lauren Gardner right now. Lauren.
And he's quite happy about the win. Michael, you gave the RiverDogs the first lead of the evening with that solo home run in the 8th. That's your second in as many innings. How were you able to see the ball so well?
I was feeling good tonight. You got 3 days off to kind of recharge your batteries. Felt good at the plate. Honestly, I wasn't trying to run the ball out of the yard. I was just trying to get on base. We wanted to win it in the 8th and shut it down in the 9th like we did tonight. So, I don't know. I just ran into a ball.
That's exactly what you guys were able to do. It looked like to you, it looked like a beach ball out there. Now, K-Town got off to a pretty big start early in the game, but that 7th inning was huge for you guys. And here comes the Gatorade bat. He looks like that's a little cold. How did that feel?
I think I got hypothermia.
Cold water challenge.
I think it's nice and warm out here. Do you think your uncle would be proud? Is he watching?
Hopefully. He saw me in Greenville. I didn't text him and tell him we were on TV tonight, but I know my parents and my grandmother are watching, so hello from Charleston.
A big win for you guys to start off this 8-game homestand after the All-Star break. How does this win set the tone for this homestand?
It's great. More than just the homestand, honestly, because this league, whoever wins the first half and whoever wins the second half goes on to the playoffs. So we wanted to get off to a big start and a hot start, so it's a nice way to start the second half of the season.
Thank you for your time. Go dry off and celebrate. Thank you so much, Michael.
Right, have a good one.
Thank you, Lauren. Michael O'Neill with 2 home runs, and it really keyed his team in the late innings. A comeback win for the RiverDogs over Kannapolis. Back with more from Charleston in just a minute. Minor League Game of the Week action on the CBS Sports Network. There you see what the night's been like here in Charleston. 17 runs, 25 hits, 4 errors. A lot of action, kind of ragged here and there, Ray King, but entertaining baseball in the South Atlantic League.
Yeah, it was. Like you say, Kannapolis come out and put up runs in the first 3 innings, 3-0 and 3-1, and then get to that 7th inning to where 7-3 ball game. You think they were going to put it away, and RiverDogs with the broken bat in the dog's mouth came out barking. He
You
scored
thought
4
Jacob
runs.
Morris might be the guy Lauren was talking to at the end of the game early, but it turned out to be Michael O'Neill with the big flies in the 7th and 8th. But boy, Dustin Fowler really actually had 3 doubles, and we'll take a look at how things unfolded tonight. Early in the ball game, Hunter Jones with a triple came around to score on a ground ball, and then RBI single by Christian Stringer made it 2-0. Another RBI single by Jacob Morris, 3-0. Kannapolis seemed to be rolling. 2 more runs in the 5th. A double by Brett Austin, but then Charleston began to answer. Run after run scoring for Charleston. Kannapolis comes back, couple more runs. That happened in the 5th inning. But Charleston answered with 2 of its own. That was a 2-run double by Brett Austin, his first professional base hit. But here's when things began to get interesting. 7th inning, Michael O'Neill with a home run. And wild pitches, drop 3rd strikes. Runners coming around. That was Tyler Wade. Then the 2-run double by Ramon Nunez. It was a 4-run 7th. Wild throw gets away. Another run scores. And O'Neill does it again, leading off the 8th. Big fly, 2nd of the night. A couple of walks issued by Kannapolis, and they would come around on a double by Dustin Fowler, and that was all Charleston needed. Finally got the offense on track to make it 10-7.
Yeah, like I said, throw 7 runs in 2 innings. That's, makes the night a lot easier for you when you're down early in the game. It just goes to show a baseball game's not over until you get that last out, and they proved it tonight. Club just come out, being flat at the beginning. You seemed like just couldn't get nothing going, and all of a sudden, Kannapolis, a couple wild pitches, and thrown away at first, and
got to credit Richie too for the way he came in and shut down Kannapolis.
Yeah, he did. Here's a guy coming in. If I'm a manager with a 0 ERA, I don't think we're going to give up anymore. We see a couple score runs, so I think the ball game's over, and great win for him.
He got it done, and he got the win. Final was 10-7 again. That'll do it from Charleston, South Carolina, Joe Riley Park. My thanks to everybody here in the ballpark who helped us out, as well as our outstanding crew, including our pinch hitting producer, John Jagu, Ray King, Lauren Gardner, and our entire crew here in Charleston. I'm Dick Gabriel. Be sure you join us next Thursday, June 26th. Sacramento River Cats play host to the Las Vegas 51s at 10 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Final again, 10-7 RiverDogs. That's it. Good night from Charleston.